As always, the 54 Football X were back, this time for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. It's for tomorrow's second leg, final qualifying series against the Amazons of Benin Republic. The first leg finished 2-0 in favor of the Super Falcons, who are the defending champions of the Women's African Cup of Nations.
Dans les jambes. Une dernière fois. Allez-y. Allez. Serre le ballon aux extrémités. Allez, une balle pour deux là-bas. Vite, 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 vite.
30 minutes.
Ok. Vivi, allez.
You been here and what have you learned already? It feels so. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here. It's always a privilege. I've learned so much from my teammates, from my coaches. You know, it's a game that comes after another game, and I think it's a lot of, it's a lot of high competitiveness, and it's just, it's a learning process, and it feels so good to be here. What has surprised you the most about the level of competition at WAFCON? I think I'm very excited about the growth in African football, especially like the playing style. It has really, really evolved, and I really want to say, all thanks to all players out there putting out their best to make African football a great tournament, and also like the coaches that continue to learn and teach the players to grow. If you had to create a soundtrack for your football journey so far, which three songs are definitely on it? Ele Dumare by Wizkid, Ojo Elegba by Wizkid, Gratitude by Tokwe Alabi. Who is the better dancer in camp, you or Esther on Koroko? Be honest. To be honest, I'd say I'm not really a good dancer. I just vibe to the song, and I'd say Esther is a better dancer than myself. What does being part of this Super Falcons team mean to you at this early stage of your career? It means so much. It is such a very big privilege, and I'm so excited about it because I know there's thousands of people that are also worthy to be here. But I would say Grace just brought me here, and I'm really, really grateful for it. And it's always an honor to put on the Nigeria jersey. Who is taking on that big sister role for you in camp? Always encouraging, always checking in. I feel like everyone, to be honest, because I'm the baby of the house, so I'm one of the baby of the house, and everyone has been sweet. Everyone has taken the role of a senior sister to me, and I'm grateful for every one of them for how they treat me, how they look out for the younger ones in the camp. You have one movie night with teammates. What film are you picking and why? I think I'll pick Squid Game. I'm not really a fan of movie a lot, but I've seen Squid Game, and I think I like the suspense. I like the fact that there's a little bit of horror, and everyone is just going to be on their toes. And it's going to be a fun, horrific, funny, and interesting experience. Thank you.
My name is Omorinsola Babajide. What inspired my form last season is that, I've been with Tenerife for 2 years, so I feel like we had a better understanding of one another and how we play. And with the new manager stepping in as well, like he was able to utilize me and like understand how I can properly just help the team really. So that's one. After my season with Tenerife, I've been wanting like a Champions League club, so I guess that will be announced later today where I go to next. So yeah, that's all I can say really. Okay, I'm very confident that we have the ability to beat any team in this competition. We topped the group, which is what we wanted to do. So yeah, that was possible for us, and we're just taking every game as it comes. And yeah, we just need to perform to the best of our ability. We're a very strong team. Everyone knows that we're the best in Africa as well, so we just need to showcase that really, which I'm sure that we'll be able to do that. What is it called? Bayless Queens? Oh, to be fair, I don't know that one. I only really know three. Okay, Edo Queens, Romo Stars, and what's it called? The B Queens team. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, no, I need to pay more attention of the teams in Nigeria. But like, I see it getting bigger and bigger over social media as well, which I'm very happy to see. But yeah, I need to educate myself a little bit more on the league, which I'm sure I will. Done.
Joanne here's away with a chance. She buries the ball.
My name is Omorinsola Babajide. What inspired my form last season is that, well, I've been with Tenerife for 2 years, so I feel like we had a better understanding of one another and how we play. And with the new manager stepping in as well, like he was able to utilize me and like understand how I can properly like just help the team really. So that's one. After my season with Tenerife, I've been wanting like a Champions League club, so I guess that will be announced later today where I go to next. So yeah, that's all I can say really. Okay, I'm very confident that we have the ability to beat any team in this competition. We topped the group, which is what we wanted to do. So yeah, that was possible for us, and we're just taking every game as it comes. And yeah, we just need to perform to the best of our ability. We're a very strong team. Everyone knows that we're the best in Africa as well, so we just need to showcase that really, which I'm sure that we'll be able to do that. What is it called? Bayless Queens? Oh, to be fair, I don't know that one. I only really know three. Okay, Edo Queens, Romo Stars, and what's it called? The B Queens team. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, no, I need to pay more attention of the teams in Nigeria. But like, I see it getting bigger and bigger over social media as well, which I'm very happy to see. But yeah, I need to educate a little bit more on the league, which I'm sure I will. Done.
Lot to me. I don't think there's a team of favorites. I think so many amazing players on the field, but they all make me, and so I couldn't do it without the Super Falcons. 22 was the first number that I just wanted to stick with. Change it. I'm a 9, if you know, but I tried to change it to 9. Ended up changing it to because I preferred number, but I just decided to stay with 22 just because it's true to me. Maybe okra soup or obono soup. It's pretty good, but I don't like farina or I don't like fufu. Just the soups. My parents are Nigerian. Grew up in the culture. I'm Nigerian, just like everyone else, honestly. If you're going to, I signed a 2-year contract with Houston, so I'm really just focused on being there, making sure that I make an impact at Houston, lift a trophy, hopefully, since I've been there for 5 years, and I'll go from there. Confident in our play. I know that we've built a lot in this camp, in this new team with many debutantes, and so it's amazing to see just what we've been.
Last game against Benin, we all knew it was not going to be an easy game based on the information we had regarding the Beninois team. And we also had a few challenges had to do with the release of players, arrival, travel arrangements generally, which equally accounted for, some of our players not having adequate rest. But the situation tomorrow will be different. And knowing what we know of the Beninois team, everybody has improved now, and everybody is trying to make sure that they also give a good account of themselves. This edition takes you to the World Cup, and so we have already forgotten about the celebration of the last WAFCON, and work has started towards the next edition because we know it's going to be tougher. The last edition, we didn't go there as champions. This time around, we are going to defend the trophy as champions. So there will be a lot of factors that we are anticipating, that will pose a lot of challenges to us, which we are also looking at and then trying to put up a plan as to how we can address some of these anticipated challenges as defending champions.
This is Mike for 54 Football X. My question is for the captain. The last time a Benin national team visited Nigeria, it was 4-0. As captain of the side, is this going to be part of your inspiration, part of your team talk to the ladies to say we can actually replicate this or even do better? Or are you ladies taking inspiration from that particular fixture that ended 4-0?
I mean, the most important thing for us is to focus on ourselves. Of course, the team that won against Benin at that time is not the same team as it is right now. And of course, we just want to keep going with the current performance of the team. And we believe that if we replicate the things we've been doing in the previous games and probably in the past games, we'll get a better result. So that's what's more important to us. So it's not the numbers, the most important thing is for us to win. So yeah, thank you.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing excited.
Okay, how are you feeling on the national team right now?
Super excited, happy always, dancing, singing, happy always.
Okay, I've always seen you've always been beautiful. You've always kept your feminine side, and I'm always excited about that. In football, you've seen a lot of upcomings that are not willing to keep their feminine side when it comes to football, and you see some of them going young in the local league in Nigeria. What would you say about that? Is it easy for you keeping your feminine side as a footballer?
Before I answer this question, 2 days ago, we're in a dressing room. I'm like, who is gonna take over me when I'm gone? When I'm gone, really? Who is gonna take over me? Show that feminine part of I got to receive a lot of people saying a lot from the beginning, a lot of bad things about me making or playing football and stuff. But then that is my signature. I have to let people know that you can as well make up and be the best on the pitch, and you don't need to look like a man or anything. Already we looks like men. This is the only thing that will make us stand out. Like we still keep that feminine side part of us. So, and my mom was so against me playing football. Yeah, so she always emphasized on me becoming a guy if I start playing football. So I try to let her understand that you can as well still remain feminine while you're still doing your thing, so that's just it.
Okay, I love that. Now, I think this question is kind of a bit personal, but if you are willing to answer, it's okay. For me, I'm a young mom and I'm a mother. Yeah. And I know being a mom and going on with my career isn't easy at all. But as a footballer, is there any plan concerning that someday when you retire? And to me, I've never seen maybe active footballer have babies, have their own child. Maybe it's after retirement that they do so.
I think it's just in Nigeria. You can go to America. A lot of their national team players, the ones playing in the league, they have babies now. If you can play and come back. It's all about your decision. You can as well have babies and go back playing. You can as well stop and have babies. It's your personal decision. Even though Kobe Ngozi, she was once with us, she just had her baby and she's back playing. So it's your personal decision. It's difficult. I won't lie to you. It's very. I've asked some of my teammates how do they cope. They say it's very very tough, but still they're managing. So we are powerful. Women are powerful. They can compare everything. So yeah.
Okay, lastly for me, I want to ask about the Saudi League. I know you and Ashley Plumter played in the. You are playing currently in the Saudi League. Now, for me, I want you to tell us that there is more to Saudi League than people. They have that imagination. It's all about money. What is more to Saudi League than money?
Did you see the way Ashley plays?
Yeah.
Did you see the way I play against Portugal?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how the league is. You just have to fight because we don't have so many professional players yet. So you have to do all the work by yourself, defend, dribble, score goals. So it's more like a personal development. They're just starting. So the league is growing. To be honest, I wasn't expecting the level I saw when I first got there. But playing with them, trying to understand the long-term project, I've seen a lot of changes and differences for just 3 years. It's really growing. And it's not just about money, what people think. It's about you learning and giving back to what you've been learning from other coaches with your experience.
So shout out to
tantalizing football action for us courtesy of Nigeria's Super Falcons who are trying to qualify for the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It's going to be Nigeria against Benin Republic, the Amazons of Benin Republic against the Super Falcons. That one to be activated in less than 10 minutes time at the MKO Abeokuta Stadium in Abeokuta. My name is Chuma. Thank you for joining us on vivxsports. Let's get ready for a day that should give us goals, hopefully. Just feels like deja vu, kind of, for the right reasons this time around, knowing that I have the pleasure of being with you here on this lovely platform where Nigeria's Super Eagles took on the Squirrels of Benin Republic in the qualifying series for the World Cup. Again, Nigeria won by 4 goals to nothing in Uyo. That should motivate the Super Falcons to want to win in home territory again as far as this one is concerned. We get to the starting XI in the beats for the two sides in that, but it's the final round of qualifying for the WAFCON. Between these two sides, anybody that eventually wins on aggregate will have tickets to the Continental Fiesta for women's football. Super Falcons won the first leg by 2-0. Esther Okoronko scoring one of the goals for Nigeria in that, and anything other than defeats should be enough for Nigeria to progress. Even if they were to lose 1-0, they can still progress to an aggregate. If they lose 2-0, then that's where we'll have to speak about the game going into an opportunity for extra time or penalty kicks. But a draw, fine for the Super Falcons. A win, very fine for them as well too, as they just want to show they are better than Benin Republic. So Nigerian side who are champions of Africa again, having won La Decimas, those in Spain will love to call it, winning the title for the 10th time in Morocco a few months back, now hoping to qualify for this one so they can also go for an 11th title. Good thing about the WAFCON in 2026 is beyond just going for the bragging right of being called African champions, it's also qualifying routes for the nations that represent Africa at the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. So being in that WAFCON is as important as it comes. Beyond going for the title, it's about trying to qualify for the next World Cup in 2027. A competition Nigeria took part in 2023. We got into the second round and lost to eventual finalist England after extra time. Would like to be in the World Cup again in 2 years' time by the grace of God. Let's get into the starting exercise now for the two sides, shall we? I'm excited to look at this because Coach Madugu looks like a man who is certainly keen on retaining the fulcrum of that side that beat Benin Republic on Friday in Lomé, Togo. That's where the game took place. Benin do not have a stadium approved by CAF to host continental games, so that's for their men's national team or their women's national team, and that's why for the men's national team they had to play their home games in Côte d'Ivoire, even when they faced Nigeria away from home, and even when they faced Nigeria at home in Côte, which was away from home for them because they had to play in Côte d'Ivoire. This time around their home fixtures are being played in Lomé in Togo, and that's where they lost by 2-0 to the Super Falcons on Friday. But they're coming to Nigeria now. Abeokuta, MK Abiola Stadium hosting this. Deborah Abiodun is in the mix, surely. One of those standout players for the Nigerian contingent, and one who has proven her mettle in the past as a player that should be respected for her quality. The Chiamaka Nadozie, the shortstopper for the Super Falcons, plays for Brighton these days in the Women's League in England, and my word, has she been a shining star, nominated for the Ballon d'Or, and also currently the African Women's Goalkeeper of the Year. Nominated again for the next one. She won the award in 2024 or for 2024, and now she's been nominated again for the 2025 CAF Awards. She did make some good saves against this Benin Republic team in the first leg, and would like to keep another clean sheet as far as this return leg is concerned. Well, Michelle Alozie, loved by so many people. I saw a video on social media, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, of Michelle going to just hang out with a fan, a young fan who's admired her, and she gave that fan her boots. Michelle is likable like that, or isn't she? Plays as a defender for Houston Dash in the United States of America. Osinachi Ohale also is part of this Nigerian setup. There's Ashley Plumter, a lady who's so good that she never wants anything to prompt her because she already knows what to do even before you prompt her. That's why she's Ashley Plumter, right? We do have Esther Okoronko, the standout lady, one of two Nigerian ladies nominated to go for the Africa Women's Footballer of the Year alongside Rashidat Ajibade. She's a big name in this setup. Ashley Plumter, who plays, make that Esther Okoronko now, I should say, who plays for AFC Toronto in Canada. She will love to tell you AFC Toronto, you know, with the accent. Yeah, certainly. She loves okra soup, by the way, and is a fan of Rema. This lady, Esther Okoronko. Assistant to show last 6-time African Women's Footballer of the Year starts in this too. Huge chance for her to show what she can do in the setup. We have Taiwo Afolabi, Deborah Abiodun, who I mentioned earlier, Demehin Blessing Oluwatosin, alongside Falasha Day, Ijami Lucy, who certainly did show that she may be young, but is a star player in this team with her prowess and brilliance at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations for 2024 that took place earlier in 2025. And the captain of the side, Rashidat Ajibade, is in the mix too. Used to play for Atletico Madrid, their women's team, but these days has moved on to PSG in France. That's the starting XI for Nigeria in a game that is just about to get up and running in about 2 minutes' time or so. For Benin Republic, their away team, who says their dreams are not valid, they sure would have tried to rally from the past mistakes and get things right here today. Watch out for them. They hit the crossbar, the upright in that game against Nigeria. So you don't want to have a condescending approach towards them at this time, or do you? Well, in goal for them is Alassane. They do have several players who play in some top leagues in Germany, Morocco, in Equatorial Guinea, and they do have some players in France too. So give them their respect now, shall we? Yeah, Martin Hassanon is in the mix too. There's Nailatu Sadiku, Bipewe Cheshri, Holande Gnami, Ayomi De Abamo. There's also Dio Grati Ebi in that setup, with Yasminat Jibril joining the lineup as well. Yanido Romain plays in this squad and will give the right support to the likes of Dosi, Jermaine Honfo, and Lucy Muriel Dominique, the players completing the starting XI for the Amazons of Benin Republic. Welcome, let's get ready for the phone right here on vivxsports. It's always certainly a delight to hang out with you on this platform. Please do well to follow and subscribe to our channel. Yeah, we're all about promoting the very best of African sports, as the case is, and it's beyond football for us when the big sporting competitions come, from basketball continentally and globally to athletics and the likes. We sure have you covered. So you think about football, you think about us, you think about other sports, you think about us too. We want to add our quota to galvanizing the sporting industry in Africa. So please support this one by subscribing to our channel and also liking that channel of ours. Thank you so much. The guys from India will say namaste. We appreciate you. Please stay with us too on this one. I'm going to be certainly getting into the live commentary in a bit for the game itself that is getting underway at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. Territory that looks like one that could be good enough to start hosting even more of our national teams beyond Nigeria's Super Falcons, who we saw finish the group stage of WAFCON 2024 in 2025 without conceding a single goal. They were that good en route progressing out of the group stage, went into the next round. Were very dominant against Zambia, winning by 5-0. Was a tough one against South Africa. Surely was a tough one in the semi-finals, but Nigeria eventually got the victory and then got to the final to take on the host Morocco, who were in that stage of the competition for the second edition in a row. And Morocco may have led convincingly at a point 2-0 with that cushion effect, but it's about the fighting spirit of Nigeria. The Super Falcons came back to eventually win that and get for themselves title number 10, their first continental crown in women's football at the senior level since 2018. So we are champions of Africa. Yes, we are. Let's get ready for this game against Benin Republic and see what our ladies can do. What the men did, what do they say again? What the man can do, the woman can do better, or can't she? So the Super Eagles scored 4 goals against Benin Republic in Nigeria, and Uyo to be precise. Super Falcons, over to you to do better right now, eh? It means you have to score like 8 goals, so. All right, we're streaming live on YouTube, of course, and I'll be reading your comments as we progress. So feel free to drop those comments of yours to what are your expectations as far as this game is concerned. What are you looking forward to? How excited are you to have the Super Falcons back competing again? The WAFCON will be in Morocco next year. Yeah, so there's still time for them to get everything right. For now, they are just focused on trying to put themselves in a good mood. They went Lomé, Togo for about a week, camping there, preparing for that first leg that they won on Friday. And right now, they're going to move on to the second leg as we see proceedings come alive. My guy, Imano, on the background, certainly have to give me the right view for that this time as Nigeria battle for a place in the WAFCON. They want to compete with the creme de la creme of football national teams in the women's game on the African continent. Morocco have been a very convincing bunch in recent years, and surely will be one of those teams to ask a few questions of Nigeria when we eventually get to that WAFCON. I don't want to use the word if. I'm not looking down on Benin Republic, but you think that on paper, Nigeria should be favourites, not just to win this second leg, but to, based on what they did in the first leg, just wrap things up and march on to the Continental Championship itself next year. South Africa are also another team too who have been good in this women's game lately. They were champions 2 editions back. Yeah, They beat Morocco in the final before Nigeria beat Morocco in the final, to back-to-back defeats for the Moroccans. But it's been a nation that have developed football, investing over $60 million to promote football in that country. And my word, are they reaping the rewards now. The award on the 20 champions in the men's game, the African on the 17 heavyweights in their respective rights. They were the first African team to reach semi-final stage of the FIFA World Cup, something they achieved in Qatar in 2022. And we have seen them become a shining light too. You know, quite a brilliant bunch Morocco have become in recent years. Watch out for them. But my focus right now is for Nigeria and on Nigeria, who are in this game, certainly sporting the right outfit against Benin Republic, battling for the ultimate prize, which will be that ticket in WAFCON 2026. Yeah, Morocco, by the way, just to chip in something again, they'll be hosting the AFCON, the one for the men, later this year, December 21 or so, heading into early January. That's when we should be having that. So they're enjoying the best of not just football on the pitch, but also hosting the big competitions globally these days. Super Falcons, I'm gingering you guys so that you can qualify and be in Morocco, next year for another experience in that country. Deborah Abeokuta, certainly one of those players standing out for the Super Falcons. Estelle Koronko, that lady who loves okra soup and is a huge fan of Rema, who will not want to calm down on the pitch. Just like the song from Rema says, I think it's going to be more for her, something like Ozeba with the right ginger, just to fight like an American ninja and overcome every form of danger, because she's not a stranger when it comes to scoring goals for the Super Falcons. She did that on Friday, and will be pushing to get that goal or more for Nigeria again today. Alrighty, so should have the party started. I'll just go to the YouTube channel to check out your thoughts too. Thank you so much for joining us. Amazing stuff. vivxsports, that's what we are, and we're exporting the very best of African football and African sports to you on this platform. I want to read your comments. Please feel free to drop your predictions. What are you thinking? What's going through your mind? Is it going to be 6-0 for Nigeria or something like that? Or is it going to be 4-0, just like we have seen the men do against this Benin Republic side in the men's game? Yeah, just getting that right. Yeah, I see you. What's the name again? This is what, like Florinda Boateng. That sounds Ghanaian. Are you Ghanaian? Thank you for dropping your thoughts. Keep watching. We certainly will be describing the action for you on the pitch with commentary on this watch party experience with us. This from Doggy DO62. Yeah, fantastic. Says watching from Brighton. Yeah, we all love Chiamaka Nadozie here. Wow, thank you so much. You just added to having to brighten our day here in studio to us Nigerians. We love the fact that you love what we are doing as a country, women's football. And Chiamaka Nadozie is going to be trying to keep a clean sheet so she can make you proud and ensure that you can shout out loud in front of the crowd by the time she keeps another clean sheet, hopefully, in this fixture. More of your thoughts pouring in. And yeah, Doggy Doe 62 says it's going to be Nigeria winning by 3-0. Amazing. It's beautiful to see. They got the victory in the first leg, 2-0. And you're thinking that they're going to have to score as many as 3 in this one today. That's something I'm keen to watch out for, more so with the quality of the players on the pitch for the Nigerian setup. But as sister to show lies, the 6-time African Women's Footballer of the Year. She's won the Women's Champions League multiple times with Barcelona and has gone around the world, really. She's been everywhere, making money too. Saudi Arabia, a place that has loved to welcome her too. She's on the pitch for Nigeria in this fixture. Benin Republic battling for a nation that not really had the privilege of being on the ascendancy with the right tendency in women's football. Just looking at all of those fantastic 16 nations that took part in WAFCON 2024 that happened in 2025, and you would have to go through the entire list and you wouldn't find Benin Republic anywhere. They did not qualify for that competition. So imagine how much of a big deal it would be for them to be in the party this time around. We had 12 teams in that WAFCON, and Benin Republic were not one of those 12 teams. This is a route for them to progress through, but they do have some uphill battle and uphill task awaiting them with the Super Falcons. Game up and running. It is Nigeria 0, Benin Republic 0. No goals have been scored yet in that. And I'll be taking more of your comments as we get ready to have the right feed, just so I can describe the action for you That's been sorted by my guys backstage now to ensure that I can give you word for word commentary of what's transpiring in that game at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, where it's currently 0-0, even Stevens between the two nations, Nigeria and Benin Republic. It's a Nigerian side who are very good with clean sheets. I mentioned that in the group stage of the WAFCON, they did not concede a single goal in 3 matches as they got the better of some of their rivals. Tunisia, a team they beat, took on Algeria and did not concede a goal, got 7 points from 3 matches at the end of the day in the group stage of that competition. And having kept a clean sheet on Friday, this is another chance to show how stringent they can be in defending as they try to keep making themselves better under coach Justin Madugu, who was one of the nominees, one of the 5 nominees for the Coach of the Year in the women's game from the Ballon d'Or setting for 2025. Of course, the Ballon d'Or award these days is a seasonal award, so they judge you based on your quality for a season and not the calendar year, more like the season that starts in August into July of the next year. While the FIFA The Best Awards, that one we're going to have the ceremony take place in the coming months. That one is for the calendar year, more like from January to November. So that's the difference between these 2 awards. And I'm wondering if Justin Madugu will be good enough to be nominated again to be in contention for the Women's Coach of the Year award when FIFA decide to put together the FIFA The Best Experience later this year. Yeah, we're still searching for that opening goal. Hasn't come yet, but it's Nigeria who are trying to dominate, which is the thing about them. They always find a way to be the better side in the women's game on the continent, more so when they have to take on these smaller nations. You could be a bit scared and jittery for Nigeria if they're going to be up against Morocco or South Africa or Zambia. But even Zambia, who have been one of Africa's representatives alongside Nigeria in the Olympics in Paris last year, where hammered, malleted, pummeled, whitewashed, humbled, and beaten silly, as someone who loved to say, by Nigeria in the second round of the women's WAFCON. That's, of course, the round of 16 stage of that competition. Make that, what's that? The quarterfinals. Pronounce that right, Chuma, where Nigeria beat Zambia by 5-0. So we're dominant most times against some of these smaller nations on the continent, and you only have cause for trepidation when eventually we have to face off with against the quality of a Morocco or a South Africa. Still waiting for that opening goal. Hasn't come yet. I'll just take you into even more of what you guys are saying on the comment section. It's beautiful to see you, isn't it? We are also on Instagram. Thank you so much for having your say. And Don Danny 2512 says, them don't do Nigeria show ball. And certainly, of course, more of your thoughts coming through to have you see on this one. Deborah, not Abiodun this time around, also keen to certainly have her eyes on what our ladies are doing on the pitch at the MKO Abiola Stadium. I'll just keep updating you right now as I get ready to have the right pictures in front of me so I can describe word for word as to the commentaries now. Certainly it's a watch party for us. It's a watch experience, and we're doing this together. Your thoughts do matter. They count for me. The back and forth, the banter. Someone who says sweet like Fanta. Whether you're based in Lagos or Atlanta, this is where you want to be right now as we give you some free stuff like we're Santa, so certainly stay here to interact with us too. When the goals are scored, you sure hear about it. When the cards are shown, you're going to hear about it right here too. And when the saves are made by Chiamaka Nadozie or her opposite number for Benin Republic, you'll hear about that here too as we interact with you and read your comments. So keep them pouring in. What are your predictions? What are you expecting from this match? What do you think will be the final score? And which players are you really looking forward to seeing shining for Nigeria during the course of proceedings in this one? Amazing stuff, certainly amazing stuff. Just looking through the action. Still 0-0 that match, Nigeria against Benin Republic. We're waiting for the opening goal of the fixture, but right now it's not the perfect picture for either side, more so from Benin Republic's POV, because they have to score if they are to overturn that 2-0 deficit, having lost the first leg by 2-0 to Nigeria in Lome in Togo. Ready to go right now with even more of the updates from this territory. Other nations around Africa are trying to qualify. Morocco are the only ones who will not have to go through that stress of qualifying, which is really a sweet thing for them, or isn't it? The fact that they've hosted WAFCON twice now in a row, they're about to do it for a third time in a row as hosts. It also makes it easy for them. They don't have to play qualifying matches. They just play friendly fixtures, put themselves in the right mood, and then head into the action itself. That's what they are doing, while the other nations in Africa are battling for honors. We're having friendly matches, as this is the international window for women's football, so there's going to be friendly matches around the world in the women's game. I'll just give you an idea of some of those games to look forward to. There's one up and running right now. It's Slovakia women against Hungary, the women from Hungary, and it's Hungary who lead by a goal to nothing after 14 minutes in that. Also later today, we should be seeing by 4:30 p.m. Romania's ladies take on Ukraine, while Norway will be trying to find a way against Japan by 6 p.m. The Italian women's national team will be up against Brazil. That's a very big game. That will be by 6:15 p.m. And surely this just reminds me of what we saw in USA 94 in the men's game when Brazil and Italy took on each other in the final of the World Cup in USA in 1994. Roberto Baggio missing his penalty, and Brazil going on to emerge as world champions for the 4th time, as at that time, before they made it title number 5 in Korea, Japan 2002. Finalists at the world stage and European champions, England. Yeah, they're going to be up against Australia. That would be a very big game, because Australia too are quite a good bunch when it comes to the women's game globally. That's going to be by 8 p.m. tonight. By 8:30 p.m. we'll see Scotland trying to go scot-free against Switzerland, and then by 8:45 p.m. it's the Netherlands pushing to be fortified by 8:45 against the former Olympic champions Canada. Wales versus Poland is another one to come by 8:45 p.m. and then by 10 p.m. there'll be Peru against Panama. Sticking my mind back to that song from Fireboy DML. Even Peru done the para. You know, Peru not want to get paranoid as they take on Panama later today in another of these international friendly fixtures for the women's game globally. Right here in Africa, there's so much more to look forward to. Qualifying matches for this Women's Africa Cup of Nations, and nothing yet to report to you as far as the Super Falcons is concerned, as far as goals are concerned. In fact, I can report something to you, which is the fact that Nigeria lead by a goal to nothing, and you can see that on your screen too, the fact that you can drop your predictions. We do have some money for you. It's going to be Nigerian Naira for those of you who are based in Nigeria. If you're outside the country, we could also send that to you. Just convert it to your currency and give you a goal and some money for yourself. So beautiful stuff for the Super Falcons with that goal scored, and certainly a happy moment right now. The advantage going Nigeria's way against Benin Republic. The ladies are just continuing from where they stopped, you know, where they scored 2 in Lome, Togo. Now they have scored 1 in the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, and it's Nigeria certainly riding on the crest of a wave. Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. Brilliant stuff for the Super Falcons. And hey, watch out for even more of these goals that should be coming through for the Nigerian contingent. Yeah, I'm just going to have to do that to give you as many more of the behind the scenes happening in that fixture as possible as I get this one through. You know, it's surely a Nigerian side who will be singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You know, lovely stuff. Having T-score after just less than 16 minutes of action. That goal coming through at the right time. It's lovely to see Jamie Lucy and Deborah Abiodun just partnering. They're playing some seamless football in the early exchanges and have been some of the shining lights for the Super Falcons in the first few minutes of this game as Nigeria leads by a goal to nothing. I'll just go back to taking even more of your thoughts, interactions. Always lovely to have to speak about, and it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? And someone is expecting that Nigeria will beat the Republic by 3 goals to 2, and that name is Your Unique Stories. Your Unique Stories, thank you so much, saying that it's going to be Nigeria beating the Republic by 3 goals to 2. Oh wow, you think we're going to concede goals in the game? I fold my hand, they look you. Let's see what happens after all said and done. Keep the predictions coming through if you can. By halftime, we'll stop taking your predictions. Yeah, we're going to be open until halftime. Let us know what you think the final score will be. If at the end of the day you're the first person to drop the right prediction, you'll be getting 5,000 Nigerian Naira from us as a gift for you. So it is still 1-0 for Nigeria at this moment. We've had less than 20 minutes of action at the MKO Abiola Stadium, and everyone is craving big time for even more from the Nigerian side. That dream for more goals is active and alive for this team led by coach Justin Madugu. There have been reports, initially there were stories, it was certain that he had not gotten an official contract from the Nigeria Football Federation, but just about 2 weeks ago we saw some information suggesting that the NFF have eventually given him a contract to sign to handle this team officially ahead of the next WAFCON and the next World Cup. But just 2 days back, I think I saw that from ESPN reporter and a veteran, a legend in the game, the media game, the football and sports journalism game in Nigeria, Colin Udo, saying that Madugu has still not been given a contract. He was also speaking about Desiree Ellis, the coach of South Africa, and the fact that she's without a contract. Spoke about Madugu too, and the Ghanaian women's team that are being owed at this time, you know. So it doesn't look like there are some sweet stories coming through from African women's football. These football federations certainly have to sort things out. The same kind of priority that they give to the men's game, they have to prioritize the women's game as well too. At the time where African football is getting better, South Africa, Nigeria, Morocco, these are all nations that have started showing they can hold their own against some of their rivals from the rest of the world, as we saw in that World Cup in 2023. My name is Chuma Noliwe via vivxsports. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. At this moment, of course, you know, it is Nigeria. See, the fine picture, you're like, waiting they happen for this live now. This match they happen for Nigeria. Why not they give us the right links to check things out? You know that feeling. But the good thing is we would ensure that with our sources who are live in the stadium, we're updating you as the goals are scored, as the cards are shown, and as the opportunities come through for the respective sides. That's one thing you can have. If you think you have any other solution, jump there and see if you're going to find any other solution. So we're here to ensure that whatever happens, at least we carry along with proceedings as that game comes through. So please subscribe to our channel. Beyond this fixture, as we get into the month of November, the Super Eagles will be up against Gabon and potentially could be playing Cameroon in the final of the continental playoffs for the FIFA World Cup, as we try to get Africa's tickets to play in the international playoffs in March next year. So next month, we're going to have 2 matches potentially for Nigeria Super Eagles in the World Cup qualifying series. And we'll also be here for you as vivxsports. Another reason why you need to subscribe if you can to our channel. We're also going to be covering all of our national teams as well as other high-profile sporting events that have Nigerian and African representation beyond just football for us. So the Super Falcons, even their handle, you know, when that goal was scored, they just put out a tweet and just said, Oyibo. And you know how that is from a Nigerian POV. The idea around that one is like, guys, it don't happen, you don't share it. It's happened. The Super Falcons have scored a goal. And that was that excitement for them when the ball was put into the back of the net. And that's exactly where we are now. Still a 1-0 advantage for Nigeria. And it was the lady that you know already about, right? Esther Okoronkwo, actually swinging in a brilliant corner kick, and Ashley Plumter getting the right connection to that one to putting the ball into the back of the net. And you know, I was eulogizing these 2 ladies at the start. I spoke about Ashley Plumter and the fact that she always wants to shine without you having to prompt her, and she's just done that. It feels like I'm watching her on the teleprompter, you know, reading something about her on the teleprompter or something like that. So the goal created by Esther Okoronkwo, the finish by Ashley Plumter, 2 ladies who have beautiful accents, who are very beautiful beyond their footballing abilities, and they are the reason Nigeria leads by a goal to nothing at the moment against Benin Republic, and we have a 3-0 advantage on aggregate at this time. Our ladies are marching on to WAFCON 2026. It looks like a seamless journey for them after the first 20 minutes of play. That goal, by the way, was scored on minute number 12. That goal for Nigeria. So beautiful. We're going for even more goals at this moment. The Super Falcons. Watch out for what's to come. I do have my guy who's going to be in the studio with me in a bit. You'll be hearing him say hi to you, Dr. George. Certainly not keen to George Justin Madugu, who seems to be getting everything right as the coach of the Super Falcons, more so while competing on the continent. Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. Keep your predictions coming through. I'm just going to go back again to read more of them, see what exactly you are looking forward to for this match. Eric Ebode on the score. Is that like Eric Ebode R90 says it's going to be Nigeria 5, Benin Republic 0. The Nigerian music star, you know, Leo Kesh, who says, Kibo, wait, are you kidding me? So you mean you want to redeem me? Well, if we're going to go with that line of what the man can do or what a man can do, the women can do even better, then 5-0 is very possible, right? Because the Super Falcons, Super Eagles won their game by 4-0 against Benin Republic's men's team. So the Super Falcons would love to do better, I can imagine, at this time. And 5-0 would just be them doing even better, you know. Still goals being pushed all around the place. The 2 sides battling. Benin Republic, that team that hits the bar in the first leg on Friday, sure have to raise the bar if they have to get anything better in this second leg against Nigeria. Yet to put the ball beyond goalkeeper Chiamaka Nadozie. who had some fantastic saves on Friday and has been holding her own so far in this one. Best time for my guy Emmanuel to come again and look at some adjustments in this territory right here as we bring to you non-stop phone courtesy of vivxsports. And of course, we're trying to export the very best of Nigerian women's football to you. Same with the African Games beyond Nigeria for us. It's about promoting African sporting excellence, our stars and otherwise. No new goals have been scored yet till Nigeria nil. Benin Republic, Nigeria 1, Benin Republic nil. Yeah, Ashley plumped out with that goal in the 12th minute of the game. At halftime, we'll have a chance to pick your calls. In fact, you can start calling in if you want to talk to me. That number will be back on your screen shortly, just so you can call and have your say. It will be nice to listen to where you're calling us from and also what you are expecting from the other minutes of this game to come. Having seen an early goal for the Super Falcons, just like there was an early goal for the Super Eagles in Uyo. Could this be a game where we have a fantastic route and flog these ladies from Benin Republic and beat them silly and just show them that when it comes to the women's game, we are on a higher pedestal? When I say we now, I'm speaking about Nigeria, because I know many of you who are connected to the broadcast in Nigeria, and I know they're also non-Nigerians. If you're from Benin Republic watching this, thank you for joining us. We wish your team the best of luck too. Let's see. Hoping that the better side eventually comes out victorious in this one. So battle mode still on between the sides. Esther Okoronkwo playing her part in pushing for Nigeria's success. Yeah, she's in the mix there. Rashidat Ajibade, the captain of the side, also supporting. Ajibade had in the pre-match press conference said thank you to Nigerians for supporting this team throughout the course of the WAFCON, and it's the first time they are coming back to play a competitive match. And she was seeing many of the people she saw who went to Morocco to cover the Super Falcons in the mix, and was happy and said, hey, priority is to qualify for this tournament so Nigeria can try and qualify for the World Cup. So they're not taking anything for granted. This man doesn't take things for granted. He's a medical doctor and also a superstar master of ceremonies, the one and only Dr. George. I can see your swag, you know, swag, man. What's popping?
I mean, when I was stepping out today, I knew that Nigeria was going to play, and in the Nigerian mode, you know, anytime Nigeria is playing, I always try to rep, you know, with my face cap being green, or just throwing in something green. And I decided, you know what? I mean, it's the Super Falcons, the legendary 10 times multiple award winning, trophy winning, darling team, and I decided to rock some green and just play around with it. And Nigeria decided to happen, the nature of forces decided to happen, rain decided to happen, but nothing can stop the fantastic reportage that vivxsports brings, just trying to celebrate African sport in its entirety. And of course, we followed the WAFCON through to this point, and I was talking to a few of sporting colleagues. We just had the tent, and immediately we were talking about another WAFCON, and we are talking about the girls not sleeping on it and just not moving their legs from the throttle and just firing. And we've seen that again, 3 goals on aggregate. I predicted 3-0 for the game today, so I expect 2 more goals. And it's just great to see the regular suspect, Esther Okoronkwo, Ashley plumped her, Deborah Abeokuta in the last game, and all the ladies just coming together to make sure that Nigeria is not shamed. We're not going to have any issues qualifying, and we're going to go into WAFCON and, like Real Madrid, do the 11th.
Real Madrid. And they did the 11th. They went on to add even more. Nigeria, multiple-time African champions. You can see that there are just 3 nations on this continent that have won the crown as champions of Africa. Because Ragini have done that twice, in 2008 and in 2012. And South Africa are the only other team, barring Nigeria, to have gotten that title. Their first victory coming in 2022. Nigeria, on the other hand, have been best in Africa 10 times since 1998. Incredible stuff for us, or isn't it? Well, Nigerians are really passionate about the Super Falcons, which is lovely to see, and also would have loved to see even more from that game, but it's what it is. These things do happen in these parts sometimes. But we are here to keep you updated. Our sources are live in Abeokuta, dropping the updates as they are hot. You know, so they say drop it as it's hot. So the updates are coming in as I just get it. Bang, 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 bang. My job is to tell you immediately, Dr. George. We'll just ensure that you don't have cause to judge us. You know, shout out to the guys in Georgia who are connected to this broadcast right now. Keep it coming. Let us know where you're watching us from if you don't mind. And also, don't forget that we do have that 5,000 Naira 5,000 naira reward for the first person that gets the right prediction of the game at full time. And your predictions are still coming through at least until the end of the first half. You can drop them. I'll be reading those comments of yours too as we go on with this one. Dr. George Justin Madugu, the coach of the Super Falcons, had said that they're not going to be having any condescending approach towards Benin Republic, that those ladies from Benin Republic will be coming here to be party spoilers. So he was keen to tell his girls from the start, from the beginning of the fixture, put your leg on the throttle and don't take it out. Lo and behold, we scored after just 12 minutes.
Yes, he made the right call. If you followed the game, the first leg, whilst the quality of the Super Falcons was there, it was evident to see. The Amazons of Benin Republic gave it a good fight. Their players did not back down. They did not. They respected Nigeria, but on the pitch of play, they brought it all to the pitch, and it was just the quality of the Falcons that saw them through. And so, with that experience over there, you want to come into this leg, especially in front of your home fans, not being complacent. And we know that African football, you can say it's like biscuit, you don't know where it would crack. And so if you do not maintain the momentum, you can just be shocked. And that is what he's preached to the girls. And clearly they've taken that instruction to heart. 12th minute, they got the first goal, and that just pretty much douses any tension or any possibility of the Beninois just wreaking any form of havoc. But still, the job is still yet to be done. First half is yet to be completed, and so I'm sure they'll be looking at pumping in more goals. You just want to lay the marker. We look at the ladies from Zambia. They beat their opponents aggregate of, I think it was the leg was 6-2, and they pumped in a lot of goals. And you just want to set that marker so that you put fear into the hearts of subsequent opponents that will come in the tournament, and they know that we are not here to play. And so that's what we've seen with the Super Falcons. Justin Madugu, who's had a fantastic year, nominated for the FIFA Women's Coach of the Year. I'm sure the Ballon d'Or got to the final 5, which is amazing. I can't remember the last Nigerian coach to get that far. And of course, I'm sure with the CAF awards coming up, he's also going to be very much in the mix. That's probably if he does not even win it, because he's odds-on favourite. My only issue is why till now he has not been given a contract from a manager who has done so well despite all the noise and all the issues surrounding the team, taking the team far and winning in such a manner. You should be rewarding that good work with a bumper contract and something to motivate him and keep him going.
No doubt about it. That man who's 61 years of age, because Justin Madugu pushing for even more successes with Nigeria's Super Falcons. Earlier today, we saw in the qualifying series for WAFCON 2026 in Africa, Ethiopia losing to Tanzania by 1-0. And there was surely the quality of Malawi, who beat Angola by 2-0. Beyond Nigeria's game against Benin Republic, we're seeing Cameroon take on Algeria. That's quite a big game. There's also Ghana versus Egypt, another big one. Gambia locking horns with Kenya. Togo certainly ready to go against Burkina Faso from 5 p.m. Mali's women taking on Cape Verde. South Africa hosting DR Congo, and Cote d'Ivoire trading tackles with Senegal. These are some of the qualifying matches for AFCON 2026 happening at this time, or in just about an hour's time on the African continent. And the Super Falcons are putting on this beautiful jersey today. You know, it's the white shorts that Nigerian ladies are putting on, and then a white top that has some green stripes. Beautiful, very shiny, beautiful green stripes. I'm sure you'll have a chance to see that on the screen in the coming minutes, just to give you a mental picture with Ashley Plumter, who was celebrating after she scored that opening goal for Nigeria. I love the outfits. I think we're becoming masters of the art of putting on nice jerseys these days. I think we've cracked it since after that 2018 World Cup.
Yes, we have. Since 2018, it seems like when it comes to the fashion side of football, of sports generally, Nigeria seems to be at the forefront. Most of the tournaments, Nigeria wins the best jerseys, the best outfits. I wish we could just win the best trophy, but it's part of the beautiful game that we love. We don't just want to see beautiful football being played. We want to see beautiful outfits. We want to see beautiful women. We want to see everything beautiful. It's all what brings everyone to. For some people like us, it could be the football that brings us to the game. But for some other people,
I know, right?
It could be the beautiful women.
Yeah, we saw so much of that really during the course of the Men's Nations Cup, where the camera guys were always. So you can see what the jersey looks like, guys. Jersey. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful jersey, really, and well fitted too. Just lovely, you know. for the Nigerian team. That was Ashley Plumtar celebrating having scored the opening goal for Nigeria in the 12th minute. Estelle Koronkwo with a cross. Plumtar. Don't prompt her. She's fine like that. Plumtar actually, putting the ball up. Some people say Plumtree. But based on the TRE at the end of her name, but Ashley Plumtar eventually scoring that goal for Nigeria to give the Super Falcons the advantage. More of your predictions are coming through. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. This one from Shadow Gaming PW3 says it's going to be Nigeria 4, Benin Republic 0, and Odinaka Nwachuku 4692 believes that it will be Nigeria 3, Benin Republic 0. What do you think actually, Dr. George?
As I said, I predicted 3 goals to 0. I expect to see lots of goals in this one, and the best way to get in these goals is scoring early. We've seen the ladies score early, and even though we haven't seen a second, I think that from the way the ladies are playing, it's just a matter of time when they will get the second one. And as the Beninois fatigue, as they just drop in physical levels and maybe mental levels, they can crack, the Super Falcons can crack in the goal. So those predicting 3-0, 4-0, they could just probably be right. If we see lots of goals, if we see 4 goals, it won't be bad. But I expect to see at least 2 more goals in this game.
Alrighty, the goals always searching for, and the good thing is you have a chance to see what that goal looked like in a bit. That's why I told you guys that right here we're trying our best to ensure we have you covered, and it's difficult for you to find any other options. With all due respect and with every sense of humility right now, we want to ensure that we can, as much as we can, right here at vivxsports, bring to you all the beauty. So shortly you're going to see that goal, Nigeria's opening goal in the match. You're going to see that on your screen in a bit. Stay with us to see how that goal was scored by Ashley Plumtar and how Estelle Koronkwo created the opportunity in the first place. So please subscribe to our channel, please. Thank you so much. Don't leave here today without supporting this desire of ours to promote and ensure that we project African sports beyond football in the best possible fashion, because that's our passion, and we want to give you your ration. Fantastic action in every single fraction. You know these things, my brother. There'll be no subtraction or distraction.
Of course,
until we get that satisfaction thing you spoke about. Because we're united. With us, there's no faction. We're all in the same setting. All right? Stay with us. You're going to see that on your screen shortly, that goal, so you have an idea of why Ashley Plumtar was celebrating with that beautiful jersey of hers. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, click on the like button too, and have your notifications turned on, because every time there are big matches, whether it's football or other sports, for Africa's biggest national teams beyond just Nigeria, we'll be here converging together to ensure that we bring you up to speed with things and proceedings as they take place in those centers. So we're still searching for another goal. That's Nigeria's Super Falcons. And for fans, we're still searching for another goal. For fans of Benin Republic, same thing to if you are from Benin Republic and you're watching this right now. Your ladies are pushing, right? But the truth is they know that they have met a Nigerian side with better quality. However, the good thing about Benin Republic is it's not like they're home-based players. They do have quite a handful, almost 10 players who play abroad, in France, in Germany, and in Morocco. They have experienced players too who have tasted quality women's football globally, this Benin Republic team.
Yes, and I remember from the first leg, there is this, I think the lady who played the right wing for them was mesmerizing. She was really, really good. She's one of the foreign-based professionals in that side. But there is foreign base and there is foreign base. So it seems like our ladies are operating on a higher frequency when it comes to, better than Rashida Tajibadi, who plays for PSG. The French side, top French side, we have a lot of our ladies playing in Mexico, Pachuca, Orale.
So you can see the goal now. Sorry, I just had to, for the sake of the viewer, you can see that goal on your screen. That's how the goal came for Nigeria at the MK Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. It was a corner kick from the right-hand channel for Nigeria, launched in by Estelle Koronkwo. Ashley Plumtar was in there, leaping highest to put that one into the back of the net. That's how the goal was scored. That's why Nigeria leads by 1-0. And yeah, Plumtar certainly just really excited. She was one of our standout players in the WAFCON. You can see the fans in the stands celebrating that moment of magic that came through in the 12th minute of the game. Is the reason it's still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. My guy Emmanuel Tugudo doing quite an amazing job ensuring that you can see the goal over and over again. Dr. George, what did you make of that?
That was a fantastic goal, I must say. The Beninois defense, they did not. I think they were trying to do some sort of zonal marking marking and lost concentration. As we see the corner again, well put in corner by Esther Okoronkwo. Not to take it away from our ladies, we have really, really tall defenders. Ashley Prompter, one of them. She picked her spot, chose her position, nodded the ball with precision, and as they say, goalkeeper know the catch goal. We saw the Beninois defenders really did not cover their tracks properly, left Plumter unmarked, and a quality defender she is. We saw her exploits at the WAFCON. She picked her spot, and it was a goal. You couldn't stop that.
Indeed, a goal that could not be stopped by the goalkeeper for Benin Republic, and Nigeria leading by a goal to nothing. Now you have an idea of what things look like in that stadium. That's what we're doing for you right here at vivxsports, and it's all about ensuring that you're carried along from start to finish. And well, this one is surely someone speaking to you, Ross. It's Romaric Gambada 50-51 that says Benin Republic will score a goal. Oh my. All right, we're watching this space. Dodgy DO62 says Nadozie is too good to concede. More like Dodgy believes that there will be no goal conceded by Chiamaka Nadozie. Well, really nice to have you staying with us on this broadcast. And Doggy DO62 is watching us from Brighton, by the way. And certainly says that those of them in Brighton love Chiamaka Nadozie, who is a goalkeeper for their women's team.
Fantastic start she's made to the women's league in England for Brighton Hove Albion. I think first 2 matches she kept clean sheets, won the woman of the match or the lady of the match, and she's been a steady presence. She's quality. Let's also not forget that in the Ballon d'Or list of goalkeepers, she also, I think, made it to the top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she was top 5 actually.
Even got to the top 5. And what are we saying? Top 5 best women goalkeepers in the world. And so that quality definitely would come to bear in a side like the Super Falcons. When she was leaving France, the Paris FC. I sincerely thought she was going to go to a bigger side, but not taking anything away from the Brighton Hove Albion side. They are an average side in the league where you have seasoned campaigners like Chelsea, Arsenal ladies, Manchester United, the Manchester City ladies. But she's also pulling her weight. She's also repping herself properly, and who knows? In a season or two, she'd probably get a bigger deal to maybe the Barcelona Feminines of this world, or the Madrid ladies, or the Atletico Madrid ladies, who knows, and she could be operating on a bigger level. I think that one thing that has kept her away from winning maybe the bigger individual honors, the global honors, has been the Super Falcons not exactly pulling their weight in international competitions. Maybe the Olympics or the Women's World Cup. If probably the Super Falcons got as far as the quarterfinals or maybe the semi-finals, she could have been in more conversations as regards winning the goalkeeper of the year award. But kudos to her. In Africa, she's the best. Nobody comes close. And she has a bright future, I'd say.
All right, bright future certainly in the mix for Chiamaka Nadozie, who has been a clinical for Nigeria in goal in this second leg against Benin Republic. Just like she did in the first leg, really. She has not conceded after just over 40 minutes of play at the MKO Abiola Stadium. It's still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. The Super Falcons certainly were a dominant bunch in the first leg and have been holding their own. Again, the regular suspects. A lady who's been nominated for the CAF Women's Footballer of the Year award, the captain of the Nigerian team, Rashidat Jibade, trying to pull the right strings for them. Esther Okoronkwo has already had an assist, and we know that she scored on Friday, so it's already a goal and an assist for her in a game and a half, because this one is not over yet against Benin Republic. The lady who is a fan of Rema and who loves okra soup, she said so.
Of course,
he said if you want to get her to fall in love with you, and it was even more so because then she was in Morocco, didn't have a chance to taste, and she was like, if you can bring a bowl of okra soup to me now, I'll just become your friend one hand. But now she's in Nigeria, I'm sure she's going to taste so much of it.
Oh yes, definitely, and taste the good food, and probably that translates into the fantastic performance. She must have eaten lots of okra, and she's gotten into the match.
I think she can draw inspiration from it.
Of course,
draw inspiration.
But hopefully Nigeria does not get a draw from it.
Right? So we're pushing for even more. That's Nigeria's Super Falcons. Benin Republic also battling to. They now have a 3-0 deficit they need to overturn if they are to qualify for the WAFCON, an experience they did not have when Morocco last hosted the competition for WAFCON 2024 that took place in 2025. Here are the nominees for the women's Footballer of the Year award, Player of the Year. Quite a handful of high-profile names in this setup, and the battle is on. It's Chiamaka Nadozie in the mix, and this was for the award for 2024. Rasheedat Ajibade was in contention for that. Chiamaka was also in contention. Now moving on to the CAF Awards for 2025. It's Rasheedat Ajibade still in the mix, and there's now Esther Okoronkwo also joining her as Nigerians in contention for the award. You're thinking that a Nigerian should win it this time, right? If for nothing, because there was a WAFCON and we won the WAFCON. Has to be.
Even though I probably would have expected an Esther Okoronkwo to be in the...
Yeah, she's in the mix, for 2025.
For 2025, she's in the mix with Rashida, the captain. I think that she's probably favourite to win it.
Because many people saw her as their player of the tournament for that WAFCON, even over Rashida.
It was given to Rashida.
Who did amazing too for Nigeria.
Yeah, she did. But in the scheme of things, with this, first and foremost, a Nigerian will win it. I expect a Nigerian to win it. Unless that would be armed robbery, daylight robbery for the Super Falcons side. But it is the matter of who wins it. I think it's going to be a straight toss between Rasheedat Ajibade and Esther Okoronkwo. I think probably some people might tilt to Rasheedat Ajibade because there's the notion she won the MVP of the tournament. So if she won the MVP of the tournament, then it's just fair that she wins it. But in terms of contribution to the success of the Super Falcons, Esther Okoronkwo was amazing. I think she had over 10 goal contributions.
That's crazy, man, because she was assisting, she was scoring
5
too.
goals. And she was immense, both from the bench. She started, I remember in that tournament, she started from the bench, wasn't a starter, and then she proved her mettle and became a starter.
That's 2025 list, by the way. Those nominated the 10 players, and she's in there. Like
she's in.
Thank you, Mano.
For club in Canada, she has been amazing.
Toronto. I don't want to say Toronto. Toronto FC.
She's been amazing, scoring in free kicks, goals from left, right, and center. And I think if you put that club, I think that club form would probably edge over Rasheedat Ajibade. But if it's given to Rasheedat Ajibade, it would also not be a bad one, seeing that experts for Atletico Madrid and then moved to PSG, and she hasn't flustered. She's delivered the goods so far. So any of them that wins it is a win for Africa, for Nigeria. Seeing that the last time I think we won it was Asisa Tushwala breaking the record.
He's done it 6 times, man. Crazy stuff, really. We had some other players from Africa come through. Barbara Banda, one of those fantastic stars too, and a few other names really from South Africa, Zambia. They produced some good players in recent years winning the award. I'll take more of your bro. I'm going to take more of your thoughts now. And this one from MySpace Plays 284. That's your YouTube name, your channel name. Says Plumtower was very excited for that goal. Yes, so she really was. Could see the way she leapt high and was enjoying the moment.
Falcons, so
right, she's a defender. So the defender to score is very impressive for her. And Glitz Alio. Yeah, you're just seeing again that goal if you missed out on it earlier. Glitz Alio says, Super Falcons, please make it 4 goals like the Super Eagles did to their men's team. He's expecting quite a handful of goals for Nigeria in this. Thank you for your thoughts. Keep them pouring in. Don't forget that you have until the start of the second half. Once the second half starts, we will stop taking your predictions. So you still have a bit of time to drop your predictions. What do you think will be the final score of this game? And the first person that has the correct prediction at the end of the match will be getting 5,000 naira. From us via vivxsports. All right, so you can jump in here right now in the comment section. Just drop your prediction. What do you think will be the final score of this match? And wherever you are, we ensure that money gets to you. If you're based outside Nigeria, we can send it to you and you convert it to your currency. But we just want to put a smile on your face beyond describing what's happening in that game in Abeokuta for you and bring it to you highlights of goals as we just did at that time. We want to carry along, and that's why I'll appeal to you again to please subscribe to our channel. Don't just stumble on us. We're not here by mistake. We have planned to ensure that we consistently can keep bringing the very best to you as far as African sports is concerned, and that's the idea behind vivxsports. When it's live action, high profile live action, and you're wondering how can I follow things up, especially for those who love our sports, who love football, who love basketball, who love athletics, who love boxing, and all of these high profile sports, whether you're based in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, we are in here for you. So please just click on this please if you can. Subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. also like a channel if you can. Thank you so much. Well, Dr. George, we're heading towards the final minutes of the first 45. So far, the Super Falcons are still fortified. Are you satisfied?
I think I'm very much satisfied. So far, they haven't considered a goal, but kudos must go to the Amazons of Benin. They've held their own so far. One would have expected that the first goal went in the 12th minute. Some other teams would probably have capitulated, probably just dropped the morale, dropped the ball, and let in more balls into the net. But they have held their own, tried to match the quality that Super Falcons bring. And even though they haven't had more chances to convert, but holding their own, and kudos must go to them, but Super Falcons still on top of them.
Still pushing for that goal, right? And you're also calling through at this moment. I think it will be nice to just have your say through the phone lines. Yeah, you're live. When you call in, please be civil with your comments, all right? Just call in, introduce yourself, and then be civil with your comments. We'll be here to listen to you and respond to you where we can as well. That's the number on your screen, +234 813 6197 658. That's +234 813 6197 658. If you want to have a conversation with us talking about women's football across board, what else you would like to see Nigeria do in this game, and how confident you are that we wouldn't just go to WAFCON 2026, but we can win the title again and qualify for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. Nkechi is speaking to us. Nkechi Noruka 7644 says it's going to be Nigeria 3, Benin Republic 0. That's our prediction. Chuku Richard 9566 says it will be 3-0. We have this one, God Benjamin 7931 says it's going to be Nigeria 2, Benin Republic 0. And Ibrahim Mobalaji 6640 says that Nigeria will beat Benin Republic by 3-0 with Aziz Babatunde 3684 going for a 2-0 final score in Nigeria's favor. Well, the beautiful, the lovely, the fantastic Doggy DO62 speaks again and says Brighton is an ambitious club. I believe we can get much better and be a big team soon, better than Manchester United. We beat Arsenal before their Champions League win last year. Well, certainly, Doggy is a massive Brighton fan, and it's not just about the men's team for Doggy, it's about the women's team too. Passionate about Chiamaka Nadozie, and very confident that in the near future, when you're talking about the biggest women's team in England and in Europe, you mentioned Brighton. That's the expectation from Doggy.
Yeah, definitely. And they have a few players that cause problems. I remember for the Lionesses, Agemang, jersey number 9, Agemang, she was brought in, and so far this season she has been amongst the goals. She's brought her quality. They have sprinkles of quality here and there, and as Doggy has said, it's a matter of time. The women's game in the UK is growing.
True.
It's growing, and as more money comes in, some of these sides might just be able to get the funding they need to get the quality players. That's pretty much what has set the likes of the Chelsea ladies aside, because they have massive influx of money that are able to get the best talent all over the world, and that's why they've dominated. The Arsenal ladies too, the same thing. Remember at some point Asato Shoala played for the Arsenal ladies, doing great guns, and so with time, I'm sure that the Brighton ladies will also get in the quality. They've started already. Agemang, Nadozie in the mix, and the last time I checked the table, they were mid-table. I think they were about 5th or 6th on the table, and with better performances, they could probably rise. And who says at the end of the season they cannot be in the mix for qualifying for Europe,
right?
And playing in the Women's Champions League.
Well, the team Brighton, they always want to get brighter, don't they? And more of your thoughts are pouring in as we head into the halftime break in that game at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, Nigeria. See you hold on to that 1-0 lead against Benin Republic, courtesy of connecting header from Ashley Plumter in the 12th minute through a corner kick taken by Esther Okoronkwo. Nigeria leading 1-0 on the evening and 3-0 on aggregate. Ikechukwu Collins 9967 says that it's going to be Nigeria beating Benin Republic by 2-0. Yeah. And for Vincent Q6M says, Benin Republic, the Amazon of Benin Republic. Okay, so Vincent, I guess you're from Benin. I wish your ladies the best of luck, man. Come on, you guys can still battle back. You sure can. So don't give up on them, okay? Let's see how things do go for even more at this stage. Prophet's Gift Jesus TV, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Prophet's Gift Jesus TV says, I would definitely subscribe. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. We're in here for you every single time. Thank you. Yes. Take it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yeah, let's get ready to start picking your calls at the halftime break to find out from you as you speak in a civil manner and share your thoughts. Passionately, we would love to hear from you what you have made of Nigeria's 1-0 advantage and what you think the second half could offer. What can we do better? If you missed out on the starting exercise, I'll just share with you again the players on the pitch and those who are on the bench. You could want to tell us if you'd like to see some of those players on the bench come in to help to galvanize the quality of the Nigerian team. We do have Chiamaka Nnadozie as goalkeeper, Ashley Alozie, Michelle Alozie, I should say. There's Osinachi Ohale, Ashley Plumter, the goal scorer. Esther Okoronkwo, the assist maker. Assist to Shaw lies in there too. Taiwo Afolabi, Deborah Abiodun, Demehin Blessing, Oluwatosin, Rashidat Ajibade is in there too, alongside Folashade, Ijami Lucy. These are the players who have started the game for Nigeria. On the bench, players that could come through to help improve the quality of the Super Falcons today. There's Chiwendu Hazwe. Yeah, would you like to see her come in yet? I would like to hear that part of your thoughts. Joy Omewa too is in there. There's Shukurat Damilola Oladipo. Not forgetting Christine Cheibe, who's quite an experienced lady in this team. And Honorio de Blessing. These are some of the names. I don't think there's any pressure for changes, right?
The only changes, I mean, I imagine that at this point there are players who did not prosecute the first leg and are also on the bench in the second leg. Just probably give them a run out. But I think that this game is as good as done. Even if you do not get more goals, maybe 1 or 2 goals that might come in. But if not, you might just want to give a few players the run out just to feel involved in the game. But apart from that, really no pressure. No much pressure to. But I imagine that Madugu might want to. It's 1-0. Doesn't want to take anything to chance. And might want to just wait till the Super Falcons get a second goal, which will probably be the assurance goal, and then it begins to ring in the changes.
I think we could actually at this stage get something from Davido just to give this guy assurance, because the Super Falcons, they give us assurance. It's going to be for them more than 90 minutes endurance as they go to have the right dance at the end of the still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0 heading into the break in that fixture. And we would be certainly giving you a chance to speak right now. Just a reminder, please be civil with your thoughts. Hello, welcome. How are you doing?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Good afternoon. Or do I say good evening?
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching your program from YouTube. So I just want to say wonderful program, wonderful show.
Thank you.
I just want to commend you guys. And I want to drop my final prediction.
We're waiting.
Okay. I see a 2-goal victory.
2-0.
And a second goal by Esther Okoronkwo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Star player. Surely star player. Please tell me your name before you go, please. What's your name and where are you watching us from?
Pelumi.
Okay. Where are you based? Where are you watching us from?
I'm actually watching you guys right now, though.
Fantastic. Pelumi, thank you. Thank you so much. Alrighty, I appreciate, man. Respect to you. Please subscribe to the channel too. It's halftime. Yeah, it is. We still do halftime to be here with you, but on the pitch is halftime. Nigeria heading into the break, leading Benin Republic by a 0-0, courtesy of Ashley Plumter. We're going for a very short break to bring to you again a repeat of that goal and a few other highlights from here and there around women's football. And I and Dr. George, my name is Chuma Noli for the records, and Dr. George will be back to keep picking more calls of yours, reading your comments, and prepare your minds for what's to come in the second half of that game at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. Still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. The Super Falcons are leading 3-0 on aggregate and are currently on course to qualifying for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations for 2026. See you soon. We'll be back shortly. can ensure that as far as this game is concerned, there's nothing you lack, as together we're set to hit the mark and take you out of the dark with our presentation. Spark, someone who say hack, we certainly are back right here on vivxsports. It's Chuma Nolin here alongside Dr. George, and we're getting ready for the second half. We just had to remind you of what that goal looked like beyond that to Nigeria's experience in the final of WAFCON 2024 that took place in 2025 as we beat Morocco in that final. And then you listen to a few of our stars, Jami Lucy there, just doing a bit of a question and answer session there, trying to ensure that you get up close and personal with our stars, those who are ready to align for Nigeria beyond this qualifying series, but in the WAFCON itself, and then hopefully in the World Cup in 2027. Dr. George, this WAFCON is extra special as we count down to the second half. By the way, the number is on your screen. You can call in and speak to us live. We sure love to hear your thoughts, where you're watching us from and what you make of this. Please subscribe to our channel if you can. We'll appreciate that one. At vivxsports, our passion is to bring to you the very best and support and propel African sports to higher pedestals, supporting our sporting stars too. That's the dream of this brand, vivxsports, and you can also support that by just subscribing to our channel. That's what we'll do our part here, but please help by subscribing to our channel too. Thank you. I was going to say that the special thing about this WAFCON 2026, the one we're trying to qualify for now, is the fact that it's also a route for the countries that represent Africa in the Women's World Cup in 2027 to emerge from.
Yes.
Meaning if you fail to qualify for WAFCON 2026, it's certain you cannot be in the Women's World Cup in 2027.
Yes, and that makes it that's extra motivation, and that makes it extra special because you know that there is a lot more to play for in the upcoming WAFCON. It's not just for the title, and so even if you do not win the title, for some other teams, their focus, their target will just be to get into the global showpiece for women qualifying for the World Cup, which I think is the top 4 qualifiers, the top 4 semi-finalists that goes into that. And so once you get into the semi-final, I'm sure that also would be a major conversation for the Super Falcons. Yes, they want to win the 11th, but if Nigerians are asked a toss-up, win your 11th and not go to the World Cup, or qualify for the semi-final, go to the World Cup and not necessarily win the WAFCON 2026. I think that the majority of Nigerians will pick going to the World Cup because we see the Women's World Cup getting more attention. We saw the last World Cup, we saw the numbers, the viewership, the intensity of the games. It was very exciting. We saw the highlights. I saw Shola being one of the highlights in that World Cup. Nigeria also being one of the highlights, being that we did not concede. We did not lose a game. Is it lose a game or concede a goal? It
was England who had to do that after extra time.
And it was after extra time. So we did not concede a goal in that tournament. And so
it was more like struggled to have any team beat us.
Yes, more like
regulation time was tough for any teams beat us.
Regulation time, and so we got to knockout phases. And so Nigerians want to see the Super Falcons at the Women's World Cup again in 2027, and so that's a bigger pot. With Madugu, he's won the WAFCON. Another extra feather to his cap will be qualifying for the World Cup, and it would be a fantastic place to show his skills, prove his mettle, rub it with the big boys. I'll say big women. In that global showcase. So it's an added one. It's an added one.
Beautiful stuff. I didn't want you having your comments pouring in as we count down to the second half being activated. The players are motivated at the stadium in Abeokuta, MK Abiola Sports Complex. It's called. This one from Ogbero Fifth 319 says it's going to be Nigeria 2, Benin Republic 1. Omo _Dune says prediction just full everywhere.
Choke.
Yeah, we want it really. We love it because one person will get 5,000 naira at the end of the match. The first person to get the right prediction. So we love it. We love the fact that you're speaking to us. Thank you so much. Beautiful stuff. This one from Ishola Olugbemiga 4048 says Nigeria Super Falcons to win the game by 3-0. Nice. And how about this one from Olusegun Barua? Barua Olusegun 9664 who says winning the World Cup should be our priority. I know, right? I know. It's not going to be that easy, man. And Ebenezer Afolabi is also speaking about how Nigeria took on Australia in one of those World Cup games and conceded, but went on to win the game, which is a beautiful thing around Nigeria Super Falcons in that World Cup. More of your thoughts pouring in. Well, somebody who's asking, what's the score now, please? Celia Tolade. Yeah, it's still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. I'm surprised. Are you not seeing the score on your screen? Yeah, it's just in front of you there. Thank you. Once the second half starts, we will stop taking your predictions and focus on certainly, what the descriptions are like from the stadium. For the funny comments I'm seeing, you should be appreciating the fact that we're even here doing all we can for you. If you have options, then maybe you should go to those options and not just dropping funny comments on the comment section. Let's be civil, please. Thank you so much. We just gave you a bit of what you cannot get from anywhere else, which is showing you what the goal looked like because of our correspondent that we have there feeding us with this. And we're sharing with you all the updates we can. If you do have options as to where to stream the game, maybe you should go to the options now. All right? Thank you so much. My name is Chuma. I'm in here with Dr. George too, and we're getting ready to delve into that. In the second half, what would you love to see, Dr. George?
I love to see more goals.
Oh, okay.
I like to.
I should get this mic closer to you. Yeah.
I love to see more goals. We've dominated the game, but anyone who is not following the game sees 1-0 and just thinks, so maybe it was almost a 50-50 game. But it's been possession-wise, Super Falcons have been on top of it. They've created chances. They've just not been as clinical as you would expect them. So the second half, especially seeing that the Beninois might begin to drop in terms of intensity, might get tired. We want to see that us take advantage. If that means bringing in a few more faces just to freshen things up, then by all means, right? let's do that. Getting more goals, and of course, make sure that our defense still remains as steady and sturdy as possible. For whatever it is we are doing, it will be a stain if we concede a goal, even if we win the game. We don't want to concede a goal. We want to keep it as clean as possible, but getting more goals, really.
Getting more goals, and that's what we'll be expecting as the second half gets on the way. Please subscribe to our channel, vivxsports. That's what we are. And in the month of November, we have so much more to come your way as the Super Eagles, Super Falcons brothers. Super Eagles take on Gabon and potentially Cameroon in the final of the Continental Playoffs in the qualifying series for the Men's World Cup for USA, Mexico, and Canada 2026. We'll be here to also bring to you the watch party, this watch experience, watch along as we love to call it, where you talk, we talk, we bring to you updates, we describe what's happening on the pitch, and we have fun together. That's the beauty of what we're doing right here at VIVX Sports, promoting the very best of African sports. So please don't just stumble on us like that and run away, okay? We'll be nice to have you as part of this as we develop African sports together. I love your company because you're a heavyweight in this industry. See what I did there? Thank you for staying with us.
I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just me. Growing up, I used to think that and make reference to you said brother and sister, I used to think that the Super Eagles, the Super Falcons were like the wives of the Super Eagles. So I used to think that the person who wears jersey number 1, and I'm sure our viewers could also just drop comments if I'm not sure I'm the only person. But I used to think maybe the jersey number 1 was the husband to the jersey number 1. So I used to think
so the goalkeeper
and Chigene was probably the wife to Vincent Eyama. Then Joseph Yobo number 2 was the wife to Jesse number 2, and then Perpetua Nkocha was the wife to Kanu Anko. I mean, and I'm sure I'm not the only person. And I just remembered when you said brother and sister. For me, it was husband and wife.
I need to go back to where you grew up and ask your friends and neighbors if they thought like you too. So Baro Alushegun 9664 says we are the queens of Africa. We should move forward. Yeah, we sure should move forward, surely. Omo underscore Dune says, oh, that's so thoughtful. I think I suspect what you're saying, really. Yeah, it was thoughtful. It was important to set the record straight as well, too. Emmanuel Boniface 6171 says Nigeria 3, Benin Republic 0. And I don't know. He needs to tell us. Emmanuel, tell us how far now. He no one Boniface. He's still smiling at us. Nkechi Favor 7851 says, he remain make you carry Kane beat us. No vex, sir. I know they vex. We're here having fun together. After all said and done, and we're happy to be here with you. Here are players on the bench for the Super Falcons that the coach could call upon to come through to galvanize our quality in this second half at the MKO Abiola Stadium. Coach Justin Madugu, a man who was speaking before the match and said, hey, Benin Republic will come here to try and be party spoilers. Benin Republic, by the way, have won their last 2 games. It's been for them 2 wins in their last 5. This may just be a dent in their 6th fixture in that run. For Nigeria, it's been 4 wins and a draw in recent times. No, I think I can flip it again. So you can do like draw and then 4 wins, because we went on to win and then won the WAFCON at the end of the day for Benin Republic. They were winning at the point and then started losing games, just like they lost to Nigeria. So it's more like Their last 5 games, 2 wins, but they have lost the last set of games. For Nigeria, last 5 games, 4 wins and 1 draw. Yeah, we do have on the bench for the Super Falcons, Damilola Oladipo. There's also Christy Ucheibe, who's one of the experienced players in this team. Veronica Ihezwe Chinwendu, you know her more like Chinwendu Ihezwe is in there too. She's an attacker. She plays for Pachuca in Mexico.
Yeah, and it's been among the goals. It's one of the ladies I've been looking forward to having some taste in this match.
Okay.
Probably bringing her scoring prowess from Mexico to the Super Falcons. She's been really, really good.
Really good like that. Christy Ucheibe, one of the WAFCON winning players for Nigeria in the competition that we saw in June, July this year. Also, there could be the chance to call upon the Lady Chiere, but I don't think they will be. She's a reserve goalkeeper. Chiamaka Nadozie is holding on as first choice. It's going to be tough to have anybody come and take that place off her right now. Also, watch out for Joy Omewa. If I mention the coach needs more goals, Joy Omewa, another of those forward players who plays for Fortuna Hiorin. You know, all these players who are in Europe.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
But she's been scoring lots of goals, and that was what led to her call-up. I remember it was a toss between Gift Monday and Joy Omewa, and the coach this time went for Joy Omewa, who we have a plethora of attacking talent, an embarrassment of attacking.
Yeah, so like we're excessively blessed
and
right now.
Same thing, Super Falcons, Super Eagles, so many attacking players, and so it's just to convert that into regular banging in goals. I miss the days of old where we beat teams, the Super Falcons, 6-0, 8-0, goals everywhere. And if we need to freshen things up, Madogo needs to impute more pace and more clinicality into the game. I'm sure the likes of Joy Omewa will be very, very top of the list.
Well, you said something really, and you know, you said she came in, Gifts Monday, unfortunately not invited. I was thinking to myself, when you get a gift, what comes? Joy.
Of course.
Somebody gives you a gift, you'll be filled with joy, man. So in the absence of Gifts Monday, we have Joy Omewa. I still look forward to seeing Gifts come back to this team, though, because she has been in great form for her side as well. We do have Tosin Ladipo, who says, I'm watching from Newcastle in the United Kingdom, and says it's difficult to have to follow our national teams from where she is, up Super Falcons. Well, that's why we're here as vivxsports. Our job will be to ensure that we describe as much as we can what's happening in these centers when all of the top national teams in Africa are playing, whether it's football games or other sports for that matter. For Benin Republic, here are the players on the bench for them that could come upon to make them better. There's Estelle Mahutun, who's in there, one of the defenders. The attack-minded players have the likes of, that department has the likes of Milhad Sadiku, who actually plays in France for Sacelis AAS, one of the foreign-based players in this Benin Republic team. They don't have too many players who are attack-minded on the bench, to be honest. Forwards on that bench of theirs, they have about 3 defenders, 2 midfielders, and just 1 forward player. Not too many options.
That means they're looking at managing any damage that will come by the goals they will concede. And so if they were to bring in players, it would be steady the midfield, steady the defense, reduce the onslaught. So far, they've not had that the cost to bring in any of those players because the scoreline is still 1-0.
That could be a cause for concern for Benin Republic, as they will be the ones who are chasing to have a goal in this game, something they have not achieved in the first leg in Lomé in Togo. They lost 2-0. This second leg, they're trailing by a goal to nothing. And like we just mentioned, they have just 1 attacker on the bench. That's a big problem for them, so they have to depend on the stars who are already on the pitch to be the galvanizing factor for the Benin Republic team. Still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. Ashley plumped out with that goal in the 12th minute. Corner kick from the lady Estelle Koronko from the right hand side of attack for Nigeria, and the connection coming through from Ashley Plumtar. That's the difference between the two sides at this stage. It's a day where we're also seeing other qualifying matches around Africa for WAFCON 2026. Just to certainly have our eyes across those centers. I had told you earlier, we missed out on it, that Malawi beat Angola by 2-0. There was Tanzania who ran out 1-0 winners over Ethiopia away from home. While we are certainly putting our eyes around the place to try and get the updates for you from these other centers where there's There's been action for a bit now. Ghana playing against Egypt. I'll be trying to get out the updates for you for that and from that. And Cameroon against Algeria also has been up and running for a bit now. Togo versus Burkina Faso, that one just kicked off by 5 p.m. our time. Gambia against Kenya. Mali will entertain Cape Verde by 6 p.m. same time for South Africa against DR Congo. And then we will see Cote d'Ivoire take on Senegal by 8 p.m. our time. I think generally, Dr. George, we have to do better. By we, I mean Africa, in promoting the very best of women's football. It's a shame that when we have all of these matches, people have to scramble around the place to even know what's happening in these centers.
Which is a disservice to women's football, seeing the amount of patronage, the amount of eyes and viewership that the women's football has brought to Africa, the laurels. In terms of laurels, I think that women's football probably done more for the countries. The women in women's countries have done more for their countries when it comes to women's football than even men's football. But we still see that lack of, will I say, interest, or that lack of attention.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. It's not enough, and that's why we have final qualification fixtures to the main competition. And there is no noise made about it. There are no drum rolls. There are no subplots, no storylines, nowhere to even view the game, and we are left to whatever it is that we have in front of us. And really, the world is paying more attention to women's football. I think that Africa needs to do more, especially when it comes to broadcasting. The rights of broadcasting for the qualifying games need to probably be opened up so that we have more media houses getting those rights, getting the opportunity to really show the games, because I'm sure a lot of Africans want to watch these games live. A lot of people want to watch it. I imagine the Nigeria-Benin game, I imagine it was on TV. You would have a large number of Nigerians following the game, and we see what happens with men's football, where we watch the game, we create the conversations online, and it pushes it, it promotes it more people know more about what's happening, but we don't have that, and unfortunately that's really not good for women's football. If you want women's football to operate on the level or close to the level men's football is operating on, one of the things that we need to sort out is the issue of viewership, broadcasting, media rights, so that the more eyes that see the game, the more eyes that can identify the players, the more conversations that is had, and the better it is for women's football.
Very important that we get things right as to publicizing, promoting the very best of women's football. We give it up to the leadership of CAF. There has been an increment in prize money for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. There's been that desire to do even more from the president, Patrice Motsepe, the president of CAF. But I think for the respective national teams and the respective national federations, they also have to do more, just so that when we have these matches, people are not having to scramble to even know what's happening in these centers, as the case is as Ghana's Black Queens battle right now against Egypt. It's a game where the Ghanaians are pushing for success. Ghana finished third in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations earlier this year, and they beat South Africa in the bronze medal game to achieve that feat. So they are becoming a force to be reckoned with and deserve some level of respect. It's still Ghana nil, Egypt nil. The two sides are battling for an opening in the game, but no goals have been scored in that fixture so far.
I'm looking out
Ghana
for
against
Ghana.
Egypt.
Yeah, really looking out for Ghana. If you remember, during the last WAFCON, we did a few games together, I really was on the wave of the Ghanaian wave. I predicted they'll get into the semi-final, and they actually did get into the semi-final. Could have gotten into the final on another day, but the Moroccans were just a class ahead, and they're coming again. There's been issues that with unpaid bonuses. I followed that, which was really, really unfortunate for a side that I remember the statistics you gave at the time. The last time Ghana got that far was, I think, 2006, where they got bronze medal. And to get this far again and then experience, which is what we're talking about with the lack of attention to female football, because I don't think the Black Stars of Ghana that has qualified for the World Cup now would be in such a situation. It took Andre Dede Ayew, the Ghana captain, to step in. If not, these girls would have boycotted the game. They would have boycotted the game.
Because they've been good for a while now, right?
Yes.
So despite their success in the WAFCON, like you mentioned, that should have been like a motivation to the officials in Ghana to say, our women's football is getting better, let's support these ladies. And you're still owing them as how? As how now? As how?
And they almost boycotted the game. Andre Dede Ayew had to step in, and they changed their minds, played the game, went away to Egypt at Ismaila and beat Egypt 3-0 away. They beat Egypt, and you know the North African sides, they're quite good.
Yeah.
And you beat Egypt 3-0, and I'm sure in Accra they would pretty much seal the deal, qualify for the WAFCON, and who knows, probably qualify for the World Cup. I hope they don't get into that Women's World Cup being owed wages. It would be such a shame.
Wow. Well, the thing is, there's no shame on Nigeria's face now. As far as the current scoreline of this game is concerned, it's still Nigeria Super Falcons leading Benin Republic by 1-0. I'll just go back to you. More of your thoughts. Always nice to have your say on this one. At m.itunes says, thanks to you guys for this update. Thank you so much. We appreciate you thanking us. Yeah. How about this one that says, watching from Burkina Faso? That's okay, John. I3Z. Okay, John, thank you. Nice to have you join us from Burkina Faso. And the battle continues with Benin Republic, who are searching for the leveler in that fixture. For them, it's a big deal if they can at least score a goal against the Super Falcons. And Dr. George, we know they are battling hard, Benin Republic. They've not sat down to just sit back and allow Nigeria ride on them. They've had a few battles. In the first leg on Friday, they hit the bar. They caused Chiamaka Nadozie to make some saves. And today, too, we've seen some little flashes of brilliance here and there from the Benin team. Yeah. Not too often, though, but they've had a few attempts.
Yes, they've had a few attempts, especially from their wingers, trying to break in and cause some havoc. But there's so much experience in Super Falcons lineup from the likes of Ohale, Plumter. We have experience, and so they haven't been able to get one over. They've just they've backed, but they haven't beaten. They haven't beaten yet, and hopefully they do not bite. Hopefully they do not. It just remains as back, and the longer the Super Falcons wait before getting a goal, the more confident these Amazons are. And I'm sure at this point, yes, they know they will not qualify, but they would, if they get a draw from this game, it will be a big deal for them. They will be proud of themselves, and they can build on that. That can be a platform for them to build on to bigger things.
Speaking about building on to bigger things, really, they are building with that quest to get the leveler and look like a bunch who could be certainly shaking Nigeria a bit. Yeah, because they have been battling, they have been fighting, just getting all the feelers around Benin Republic, pushing for that leveler and potentially getting it. And Nigeria surely would have to wake up from their slumber, because 1-0 in the 12th minute, the push should have been to go on and score more goals.
Yes.
And not look like they are reserved and okay with this scoreline.
Yes, that should have been the push. And I'm thinking in my head, is there the thought of 2-0 first leg, 1-0, 3-0 combined aggregate, and we are pretty much good to go? I don't know. But if there's something that we've seen over the years with the Super Falcons, it's been, we have some, and I think it cuts across with the Super Eagles too. We have fantastic players doing great guns in their clubs, but when they come to the national team, they struggle to get the goals. And we've seen that with the Super Falcons. We saw that at the WAFCON where I think it was in the quarterfinals against Zambia that, against all odds, we got the push and we started getting the goals. But we seem to have reverted to type where we struggle to pretty much finish off opponents. And in this game, it's not like chances haven't been created. They've created chances, but they've just not been able to put it at the back of the net. Yes, the Beninois have been dogged in defense, but quality past quality. And we haven't seen the girls just make better use of their chances. They've controlled possession, but they've just struggled with the goals. And as I said, this is the last game qualifying into the WAFCON. We want to put fear into the hearts of any opponents, any potential opponents that will come in. And if the girls don't get in the goals, yes, we've qualified, but it might not do their confidence so much of a good if we cannot pump in the goals, especially at home. You went to Cotonou, you got 2 goals. At least the minimum you should be getting in Nigeria should be 2 goals. But some more pragmatic people will say we have 1-0.
I can tell you one thing really about that game, Dr. George. We've seen 2 goals in the game, but it's not 2 goals to Nigeria. Benin Republic got that leveler, and I was just trying to ensure we got the right confirmation before sharing the news with you.
And I talked about
they have ensured that Chiamaka Nadozie will not keep a clean sheet today, and it's Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 0. The Super Falcons scoring early in the first half, Benin Republic scoring early in the second half.
It's funny because over the last few minutes we both talked about the fact that who knows if a goal could come in.
Yeah.
At this point, the longer you stay without scoring an assurance goal, the more you give your opponent, especially when they are lesser in quality, the more you give them the belief. They feel like they've played, they've gone 30 minutes into the second half without conceding. They just feel like, you know what, we can possibly get something out of the game, and they have done that. And now it's an open floor. The Eagles, if they're not careful, might become jittery, might become they might just become extra cautious, and this might just seed initiative to the Amazons, who might just say, you know what, who says we cannot come to Nigeria? If you could come to Cotonou and get a result over us, who says we cannot come to Nigeria and get a result? They've leveled, and we're getting into the final quarter of the game. It's anyone for the taking, and this is probably the time where Madugu might just want to freshen things up and just rejig the side, bring in players, probably solidify that midfield that has been some sort of concern for the Super Falcons, especially in the second half, and then probably just tweak things on the wings or probably as the centre forward and bring in guys just to shake things up a little, and let's see what we can get out of this game. Nigerians won't be happy if this game ends 1-1. We won't be happy, irrespective of the fact that we will qualify. But even saying 1-1, who knows? The Amazons might just want to spring a surprise, and we don't even want to see any of that. Let's take it that a mistake has been made. It's 1-1. Somebody predicted 2-1, and I was surprised
because you didn't expect Nigeria to concede at all, right?
The Amazons will score, and now we see that situation, and we don't want a situation where we are reporting a Benin 2, Nigeria 1, or it becomes a contest of who takes it. We don't want that situation. So Madugu, it's time to ring in the changes. The ladies, it's time to put on your scoring boots if you left it in the dressing room at halftime, and let's just seal this game. Really.
Well, this may just be where the coach will have to call upon Christy Uchebe, because Nigeria are looking for a goal right now. The Super Falcons, it's Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 1. My guys just trying to ensure that they change that to the screen so that you can see that right picture as to the scoreline being 1-1. That goal scored by Ashley Plumtime in the 12th minute for the Super Falcons has been cancelled by the visitors, Benin Republic, who have for the first time scored a goal against Nigeria Super Falcons in the last 4 days. They did not find the back of the net in Lomé in Togo when we had the first leg on Friday, but they have scored at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. Coach Justin Madugu has to respond now, and maybe this is the best time to bring in Christy Uchebe, one of those stars for Nigeria. She plays half football for Benfica FC in Portugal, and does have bags and loads of experience that she can bring into the picture. Several options on the bench as to goal scorer as to with Chiwendu Ihezue in the mix for Nigeria, to a lady who plays for Pachuca in Mexico. Yeah, these are all options, plenty on the bench for Nigeria. And Ihezue, by the way, was the lady who scored one of Nigeria's goals on Friday. Yeah. It was Chiwendu Ihezue alongside Esther Okoronkwo who scored our goals on Friday. Ihezue is on the bench. This may just be the time to bring her on board too.
Yes, she's very fast. She's very tricky, very pacey. Yeah. Saw a bit of her at the WAFCON, came in a few games, changed things, and probably we need that kind of dynamism to take on, I'm sure by now, the tired defenders, the Amazons of Benin. So bring something different. Yes, so if which then some people would then ask, you have a player who scored in the 2-goal win at Lomé against this opponent. Why didn't we start her? Are we rewarding? Aren't we supposed to be rewarding good performances with a starter's shirt? But be that as it may, we are in a position where we need goals, and she's someone that can give us the goals. So I think that at any moment from now, I'm sure Madugu is also thinking in the same line that we are thinking, and will most likely bring in Chiwendu Ihezue.
Indeed, Chuma, his way perhaps could be the one called upon for Nigeria, but it's Benin Republic who have ensured that we are having a battle on our hands. This game is far from over. Yeah, on aggregate, the Super Falcons still lead 3-1 though, and are in a very good place to qualify for the WAFCON, but maybe this is an eye-opener to remind them that they have not conquered Africa yet. They still have to always bring their A game to the party.
Yes, they have to. They have to bring their A game. I'd always say African football is like biscuits. You don't know where to crack. And even with African women's football, gone are the days where you were very sure that it was Nigeria, probably Cameroon coming closer, South Africa. This age and time, we saw South Africa in the last WAFCON. They couldn't even get into the final, and they struggled to even defeat Ghana. I think they took it to extra time and penalties to defeat Ghana for the bronze third place finish.
Lost actually to Ghana. They lost.
He went into penalty shootout. Ghana won, taking the bronze medal. So African women's football the teams are beginning to rise. Improving. You talked about Benin. They have foreign-based professionals who can bring in the quality, and so if you sleep, you lose out. If you snooze, you lose. And so it's probably a wake-up call that all is not done yet. Going into the WAFCON, you don't want to take anyone for granted. And we talked in the first half, Madugu calling on the ladies not to take them for granted. And we're in a situation where it's 1-1 and can go anyway. It can go anyway right now, and it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call.
And that goal coming through from Yasminat Jibril, the lady who has scored for Benin Republic against Nigeria. Yasminat Jibril, she's the goal scorer. And Nigeria right now is seeing a Benin Republic side who wants to become a fantastic explorer. You know, this lady is good. You have to adore her. But her name is not Dora, though, just saying, though. Yeah, but it's Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 1 at this moment, and that goal came in the 62nd minute of the fixture. We are heading towards the last 20 minutes of this match, and as things stand, it still will be Nigeria progressing to WAFCON 2026, 3-1 on aggregate, but this is Benin Republic just trying to make a statement right in front of our eyes, or right before our eyes, in Nigeria for that matter, at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, which is where the game is taking place. I'll go back to taking your comments. I'm sure that a few of you will be disappointed with the fact that Nigeria have conceded a
lot
goal.
of predictions gone wrong.
Yeah, and Ali Lawal 4644 says, wait a bit, Benin Republic will win this match 2-1.
I beg now.
And Tracy 3563 says, we need to be sincere with ourselves. Asisa Toshola is getting old. You cannot compare her strength with Ihezwe now. So she believes that Chinwendu Ihezwe should come onto the pitch. Let me share with you here, because we did have a poll where we're asking you, to drop your votes as to how many goals the Super Falcons will score in the second half. And well, 39% of you said we're going to score 2 goals in the second half. 30% of you watching went for 3 goals. 21% went for 1 goal. 10% said Nigeria will score 4 goals. We never even score 1 for second half yet. So at the moment, it doesn't look like the poll is giving us the right view, because it's Benin Republic, on the contrary, who have gone on to score. Please subscribe to our channel. Please support what we're doing right here. We do have so much more to come your way at vivxsports as we get ready for November's action around Nigeria Super Eagles. We're trying to qualify for the World Cup, and also all the fun that will be coming from other sports to the high-profile events, Olympic Games, World Athletics Championship, FIBA Basketball World Cup, Nigeria Afro-Basket champions in the women's game. Those are the kind of competitions we'll be bringing to you, the action. We'll be here to update you and bring to you, fantastic watch-along experience. That's what we're all about, just adding our quota to developing and promoting African sporting excellence. That's what we're all about at vivxsports. So please don't just enter by mistake and leave by mistake. It's not a mistake that you stumbled on this channel today. It's the right place to be, because we are going to be keeping you company every time there are big matches to come, whether it's football or other sports for that matter. Still 1-1, Dr. George. And, I'm just going to be confirming in a bit, changes from the coach if he's opted to go for that. We're trying to, get confirmation from our guys in the stadium to let us know what the changes have been. But it's Benin Republic who are changing towards the right direction with the 1-1 scoreline.
Yes, and from feelers that we get, even after they scored, I said it, the pressure got on the Super Falcons. The initiative was ceded to the Amazons, and they were in the hunt for a second goal. Chances here and there just to get in a second goal. Nadozie being very resolute between the sticks, just making sure that we do not concede a shock second goal. It's expected. They see a crack in the wall, and when you see a crack in the wall, you want to explore that light, and that would shine from it. So the Amazons are doing what they're supposed to do. It's left for the Super Falcons to show why we are the queens of Africa, why we are the champions of Africa, make those changes, and then just take things a notch higher and just make sure that the Amazons do not pull up any funny tricks, because right now we're approaching the last quarter of the game. Anything can happen. Say what?
Yeah, so you can sing the song for us like that. So the change we have seen, we're speaking about that one. The lady who scored one of Nigeria's goals on Friday against Benin Republic has been introduced onto the pitch. Chinwendu Ihezwe is now in. So Ihezwe has come in, and Esther Okoronkwo is out. There could be a potential injury concern for Esther Okoronkwo. Reason for her being the one sacrificed for Ihezwe to come in. So Esther Okoronkwo, yeah, maybe too. She's played scored on Friday, had an assist today, and her fellow goal scorer on Friday has now come in to take her spot. Nigeria without substitution. Chinwendu Ihezwe is in, and Esther Okoronkwo, who plays for Toronto FC, is out for Nigeria. That's a change.
Yes, I think she's delivered the goods, 2 goals involvements over 2 games, a goal and an assist. She's been good. I think that she's run herself out down to the ground, and tiredness, cramps here and there, and it's a perfect time to introduce fresh legs into the game and just change things up a bit. We talked about Chinwendu Ihezwe, very dynamic attacker. She has goals, she has a bag of tricks in her legs, and can come in and just weave 1 or 2 magic, just probably freshen things up as we've seen. I won't be surprised if we now begin to see changes in play, more chances at goal, and probably 1 or 2 more goals coming. This crucial moment, the Beninois are getting tired, and the likes of Chinwendu Ihezwe who will come in will definitely put them to their paces, and who knows, probably get a goal.
Indeed, it's all about searching for goals for the suicides in this one. For Benin Republic, they wouldn't give up yet. 2 more goals and they would have overturned the deficit. If they go on to win this game 3-1, they will qualify at Nigeria's expense. It's going to be 3-3 on aggregates, but the head-to-head record, the away goal rule, I should say, from CAF's perspective, would give them the edge over Nigeria. So we still do have a few minutes for potential drama, enough to make Dr. George stammer. But right now, just enjoy our grammar, Sha. We're hoping the Super Falcons go hammer. They score more goals for this one, so we can celebrate them like Barack Obama, So just saying,
Or should we shake?
Okay, maybe you should.
Maybe the fans. Please.
Maybe you should. Tracy3563 says Nigeria coach at times makes a wrong selection. He did it in WAFCON too. Oh wow. Ayorinde Emmanuel says, I know this voice, Chuma. Okay, I don't know. Thank you though. This one says Benin will get a red card now. That's Tracy. Tracy wants Benin Republic to get a red card.
He never anything to get Nigeria to score.
Oh my. Oh my. This from Romerick Gambada 5051 says I already said that the Amazons of Benin Republic will score 1 goal. It's just because we are facing big Nigeria. Otherwise, we would have qualified for the AFCON. Yeah, so Romerick Gambada, apparently he's from Benin Republic. And he's saying Romerick expected Benin to have qualified if it was not against Nigeria. And this from Olu3484 says, against South Africa, WAFCON 2022, Canada in World Cup in 2023, and Spain in the Olympics in 2024. I think maybe Olu is responding to somebody else who was maybe sharing some thoughts over there. Beautiful stuff. Thank you for joining us for this one. We are vivxsports, promoting and celebrating African sporting excellence. And so, as you join us today, please also click on that subscribe button if you can and support what we are doing here to promote the best of sports on the African continent. This is just one game. There are more games to come. It's beyond football. It's other sports too for us on this platform. We're going to have more of these watch-alongs on a consistent basis so you don't miss out on the action. When the Nations Cup kicks off too in December, from the 21st of December, we'll be here for you. So that's how we do. That's how star do.
That's how star do.
Without any further ado. Just do like I do. But yeah, on a more serious note, I'm trying to laugh because too sweet person from LSA, Super Falcons concede against Benin Republic. Nobody would have expected, not too many Nigerians, knowing how good the Super Falcons are on paper, would have expected a 1-1 scoreline heading into the final 20 minutes of this match.
Very, very, any Nigerian who thought that probably, as they say, look up and a lot there. But typically, the quality of the Super Falcons just meant that we expected this to be a blowout, to be very honest. That's why we saw predictions 3-0, 2-0, 4-0, because we expected it to be a blowout, just like we did for the male counterpart, blew them away. And so we did not expect that Benin will come to Abeokuta and we're talking about a draw just 10 minutes to the end of the game. That would be quite disappointing if it ends this way. That would be quite disappointing for a lot of Nigerians. That would just dampen the spirit going. Yes, we qualified, but not a good way to end the qualification series. And so let's hope we still have about 10 minutes to go. Let's hope that the ladies find magic from somewhere, find the motivation from somewhere to just get the goal. And we don't want to hear the unthinkable. The unthinkable will be the Amazons running away, running home with a win. Even if they don't qualify, it would be a huge feather on their cap if they end this game 2-1, defeating the Super Falcons. And we do not want to hear that. We're just talking about Justin Madugu not getting a contract. We don't want him to give excuses to the Football Federation. Any excuse not to give him the job on a permanent basis. We are rooting for him, but in a game like this, results like this do not
inspire confidence and all of that.
Inspire confidence. And if it ends this way, we'll then begin to ask questions going into the WAFCON. Is Justin Madugu the right person to lead us into that tournament, knowing fully well, as you said, that the World Cup
is at stake? You have to get to the semi-finals to be one of Africa's representatives in the 2027 World Cup. You have to get to the semi-finals at least of this WAFCON 2026 that we're trying to qualify for. By the way, we're heading into the final few minutes of the game as to heading into the last 10 minutes of the fixture at the MK Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. And Ashley Plumtar, who is a player that plays for Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, 27-year-old, has made a bit of history for herself, scoring her first goal in Nigeria since she made her debut in 2022. Now you understand why she celebrated like that, because she may have scored for us as a defender in international competitions, but this is the first time she's scoring a goal in Nigeria for the Super Falcons since she made her debut in 2022. The 27-year-old looks like one who will give us so many more years of quality, and it's beautiful that she's chopping some cool cash too from Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia, which is the new oil money for football stars, whether it's the men's or the women's game. Let's head into those final 10 minutes and see what the two sides will have to offer. The lady who came on board is pushing to ensure that her teammates will not be bored, taking the place of Esther Okoronkwo, speaking about the brilliance of that lady. And I think I'm waiting to see. We're going to have to get the right reports of how much of an impact she's making coming off the bench for the Super Falcons, because that's where we're going to now as to Chiwendu Ihezue. That's what we're waiting for.
That's what we're waiting for. I would have also expected a few more changes to be made. Really do not know why Madugu has most of the players who are playing currently played the first leg. And in a situation like this, it would make sense to ring in the changes, switch things up. Why he's left it's just one change so far is what is left to be seen. But let's hope that Chiwendu brings that spark that the Super Falcons need, because right now they need magic from anywhere. Let's hope that she carries that magic and the game ends in at least a 2-1 win for the Super Falcons.
Oh wow, after winning the WAFCON, somebody still doesn't respect him that much. Gospel for you 968 says we don't have a coach. Gospel.
That's very
Who
harsh.
led you to win WAFCON if you don't have a coach? Just the Asha. Thank you for your gospel, your own message. Thank you for your thoughts. Okay. Ebenezer Folabi 3695 says Madugu thought he is untouchable. He will get the shock of his life. Oh wow. Okay, Tracy believes that Benin Republic will still lose this game. Says today's game will end 2-1 for Nigeria. Uche Henry X4V says Madugu cannot take us to the World Cup in the sense that he does not have the technical depth. he was lucky with winning WAFCON because of the quality of players at his disposal. My word. Everybody is dragging Madugu now with this 1-1 scoreline. Dad Julius 6489 says, I have my doubts about Madugu. His continuous snubbing of Monday gifts is unacceptable in my personal opinion. For Nathan Iren, 3842, pardon me if I didn't pronounce the name right, Nathan, says not to sack him, but the NFF have to bring in a technically experienced coach. He says maybe somebody to boss Madugu, I can imagine. Carson, everybody talk about Madugu now. Carson 01S says, Madugu, you are not a coach, you are just... No, don't go there, Carson. No, personal attacks will not make sense, all right? You can talk about his coaching prowess from your perspective, but not personal attacks on the man himself. All right, thank you. So I wouldn't read all of your comments for that. This from Obaro Igere. Obaro, I hope I pronounced your name right. Says it's not like Obaro Igere, something like that. It's all one word, that's why it's confusing me. Says the Falcons coach is not good. I think we should get a better coach. We managed to win the WAFCON not because of his expertise, but because of the players' determination. Why does this thing always happen like this in Nigeria? Where were all these comments when he won the WAFCON? Because he always feels like I'm not defending him, but I'm just thinking to myself, thinking out loud. Now why is it that when this thing now happens, if the players do not do well, now if we don't win, we'll say it's the coach. Now that we won, we're saying it's the quality of the players and not the coach. Just because we're drawing against Benin Republic. The same man that beat Morocco, beat South Africa, beat Zambia 5-0. I'm not defending him, but like I said, I feel like sometimes as Nigerians, our emotions just trigger. 1-1 against Benin Republic, all of a sudden, Madugu is a bad coach by everybody. I just think, sharp.
Teams, and we're not trying to defend him, but teams have their bad days. And it shouldn't take away the fact that someone has deliberating. We've seen the coach get into top nominations across the world, and yes, we should be doing better against Benin, but that doesn't take away the work that has been done. And I was going to say it doesn't. It's not just for the. It's everywhere with fans, football fans. It seems like we forget too easily. I
know that there's that famous line that a coach is as good as his last match. So this is his last match at the moment. But you know what we now say about Anslot, the coach of Liverpool, for example, who's now lost 4 games in a row. This one is just a draw. It's not like he's gotten a back-to-back experience with bad results. But I get your thoughts, guys. I respect them 100%. I just want us to have some interesting and intelligent banter between ourselves and conversation so we can bring out the best of ourselves at this moment. I am Dr. George still in here with vivxsports, bringing to you all the action. And this from Ogo Atachuku says, is this Chuma Noli? Ogo, I think so. I hear that he resembles Chuma Noli. That's what I hear. Charles Ndive is also speaking, says, did Madugu start Shola instead of his way? Yes, he did. Surprisingly, he started to start Shola ahead of his way in this game, and says, EVS, the coach needs to be investigated. Even the final in Morocco, he did a wrong startup against the Pundits lineup. Madugu is fortunate. Charles Ndibe says that the coach is just fortunate. And how about this one from Oluseyi Daniel, who says, please leave Madugu alone. His stats speak for him, Biko. I think he's defending Madugu now, saying, come on,
look at
all his balance, his records across board.
Look at his records.
On an average, he's done well.
The best of coaches.
We had not won WAFCON since 2018.
And he came. And he won it. Look at the best coaches in the world. They have games that they lose. Last season, Pep Guardiola lost games. And so, Justin Madugu is not a superhero. He's a human being, and sometimes let's also context here is that he doesn't play the game on the pitch. He will set up his team. Yes, you might question one or two calls, but at the end, the players are the main protagonists. They get on the pitch, they convert chances. We've seen the Super Falcons miss chances in this game, and it's not Madugu that will score.
I think the pain for many of the persons who are joining us as we head into the last few minutes of that game. It's after the 80th minute. You're calling to. You can call and speak to us if you want to defend or castigate Madugu. We're in here for those interesting thoughts of yours. Just be civil with your calls, please. Hello, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Hello, good evening, Chuma.
Good evening. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Emmanuel Ayerinde. I'm calling from Abeokuta.
Beautiful. You guys are the ones hosting this match, yo. It's taking place in your stadium there in Abeokuta, MKO Abeokuta Sports
and kudos to the governor anyway. Kudos to the governor, for putting up the stadium in a good shape,
Nice.
The stadium has really drawn so many international competitions, or matches, let me put it that way. So I think kudos to the governor.
Okay.
I think they are doing a nice job as far as sports,
it's concerned for you guys in Abeokuta. Nice. In Ogun State, yeah.
Yes. And I'm very happy because if you were on the popular platform that you used to be, I would not have the access to even talk to you first. Yeah.
I'm happy to hear from you, man.
Yes.
What do you think of
very happy
this Madugu conversation?
Yeah, actually, that's everyone actually called to jump on it. You know what? One thing I've realized is, we've won this competition, I think 10 times.
Yeah, 10 times, yes.
So you can't give me a justification that has been a result of the coaching over the years. Because once you do something over and over and over again, I mean, in particular, I'm not saying we'll be putting up, even when we have this, this one that we want, we had the worst of preparation. I mean, worst in my lifetime, the worst preparation. There was practically no friendly match. Practically. The ladies just cycled themselves up to just pull off something. And there was a particular interview I listened to from, and that's Captain Ajibade. When the interviewer was asking her about the conversation during the halftime, she said something, and I'm not trying to quote her now, so that it does not look at it.
Yeah.
She said that the ladies, that there was nothing really significant that the coach said to them. That the ladies had to call themselves back and like, you know what, you change this position. They practically coach themselves because they know the best of their positions. Those implementations we saw on the second half during the after WAFCON, it was practically an initiative for the players, not the coach.
Okay.
And this was something I also listened to from also when they asked her. When you have a team and you can't really pinpoint that this is the impact of the coach. Okay. I mean, at the particular, is it the system you are playing, or is it the manner of approach that we approach every game? Is it the probably we are playing a particular formation that we can know this is Madugu's football or this is Madugu's system? We are not seeing anything. So it's a practical imprint of the individual talents we have in Nigeria. We can't associate with the coach. If it was now, you can see now Nigerian Super Eagles. Recently they are doing better. Everybody's praising the coach. Why? Because we know what these guys have been under other coaches. And under this coach, we are seeing something different. So it's not about us winning. It's about us seeing an imprint of the coach in a particular period of time. Okay. With every teacher, we are seeing a particular imprint. Like, oh, fine, this guy wants to go and fight for this coach, regardless of what's happening in the NFL, regardless of the corruption, regardless of the standards, regardless of them owing the coach or even the players. They are going there to implement whatever the coach has told them. And we've seen it under a new coach. So under this Madugu of a person.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I'm not saying it's a bad coach all overnight. But yes, we are supposed to see your imprint.
Okay.
If Ajibade is not there, if Assistant Shola is not there, can we see a system that can be implemented in the name of the coach, not the players now? I don't know if you get my point, Chuma. I'm quite sure you have more knowledge about.
I do.
You understand? Exactly.
From your perspective, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so
much. And I don't know, another thing is, one of the reasons why people are actually dragging a lot in this conversation is because of the slope of this lady. Is it on
Gift Monday? Yeah, Gift Monday, yeah.
Yes, you can't, because people are actually waiting for you to feel.
Okay, so that they will say, you see, why we told you to invite Gift Monday, you didn't invite her. I think I also understand that part too. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I'll just hang up here and just listen to you over the platform. Thank you.
Beautiful. I appreciate you, man. He's calling us from Abeokuta, the city that's hosting this game. As it's still Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 1, heading into. We're just counting down minutes now before that game comes to a climax. Looks like the kind of fixture that could end as a draw. I'll just take a few more comments, to balance this conversation. For those who are praising Madugu and from those who are criticizing him. This one from Sir Best Favor says, when we won the WAFCON, nobody complained. We should leave emotions out of all this. He's one of those defending Madugu. Now, there are also those who've come on to say, come on, man, Chuma, you cannot be defending this guy. And one of those is from Gospel for You 968, who says, nobody gave him credit for those WAFCON wins. We all know it was individual talents which got us over the line. Imagine conceding 2 goals against an average team like Morocco. Guy, do you just call Morocco average in women's football now?
Morocco. Morocco that's winning everything.
They reached the final of the last one before this one, so they've been in back-to-back finals of the WAFCON. No. Not even Nigeria or South Africa have been in back-to-back finals for the WAFCON. So I get your point, but calling Morocco average in women's football now would not be fair. All right, but thank you so much for your thoughts. I love the fact that you're all interacting with us. And this one from Tracy3563 says, no, now Madugu made some funny decisions. I feel him bringing in the likes of Taiwo and home-based players, I feel we should integrate them during friendlies. Leaving regular players out in serious games is a gamble. Tracy says, okay, so Tracy has issues with him as to his changes and substitutions. To be fair, when we won that WAFCON, people also complained truly that he didn't do right with his starting 11. And people are complaining about the fact that he needs to do better with his starting exercise and his changes. I think personally he needs to improve on that one, realistically, pardon me. Odinakan Wachuku 4692 says, Madugu hasn't added anything to this team. He just ripped from what Wildrum did. And another one, I'll just run through a few more and then get back to the updates. Indeed, bro. Chuma, I remember you from 92.3 Sports Gang in Port Harcourt. Happy to see you again. This is from Ogo. Is that like Ogo at Chuku? Ugo, thank you so much, man. Yeah, I had so much fun working on radio in Port Harcourt for 6.5 years, from 2012 to 2019, before moving to Lagos in 2019. And I'm happy. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to coming to Port Harcourt again soon. Let's do a bit of bole and fish and onunu. So it's great to have you join me and join us via vivxsports from Port Harcourt. Please subscribe to our channel, please, so you can see my face very often. Thank you so much. Surely we're still here to promote the very best of African footballing and African sporting excellence, for that matter. So please subscribe to our channel, and we're always going to be here for you consistently for big matches like this one, whether it's men's or women's football or other sports for that matter. Chuma and Nolene here alongside Dr. George.
That's right.
And let's take you through the last few minutes of that game. At this stage, it looks like we have to settle for a draw, man.
It's full time. It's full time already, by the way.
We don't need beg, they pray, say, maybe they just give us small seconds, we'll find a way, just do something. But you know what?
Full time.
So officially, we can announce to you that Benin Republic have come to Nigeria to hold the Super Falcons to a draw. But the good news is Nigeria's Super Falcons have qualified for WAFCON 2026. They have progressed 3-1 on aggregates against the Amazons of Benin Republic. And Nigeria will be in the party. They will be hale and hearty, trying to be number one like the tennis star Ashley Barty when they get to Morocco next year. A route that will also give them a chance to progress to the FIFA Women's World Cup for 2027. Full time at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. It ended Nigeria 1, Benin Republic 1. Ashley Plumter with the goal for the Super Falcons in the 12th minute, and Jibril scoring for Benin Republic in the 62nd minute. The two sides had to share the spoils. It ended even Stevens.
It's going to be fair to say it's a disappointing result for the Super Falcons. Nobody would have expected. You see the goal by the Beninois, a set piece cross into and the whole of the Nigerian defense were caught napping. The cross came in from the left-hand side of the attack. Cross pulled in, the goalkeeper was left in no man's land. As you see the cross again, zonal marking being done, but zonal marking goes wrong when the defenders are not aware, especially not aware of what's going on around them. And we just had Jibril Hasimat just sneak from nowhere like a thief in the night to get that header at the far post. No one was manning the far post. She ran through, got the goal, and pretty much that was what led to the equalizer by the Amazons, who will go home with their heads raised high. We had Romaric, I think, who said, if not that it was Nigeria, the Amazons would probably be at the next WAFCON. And yes, they do not qualify, but coming to the home of the Super Falcons to get a result. And they might argue and say if they probably played this game in Cotonou or played this game somewhere in their homeland with their fans, just probably they might have gotten a result, because that game was played on a neutral ground.
Lomé in Togo.
In Lomé, and then it was left for everyone to battle for. But disappointing result for the Super Falcons. Yes, the plus is that we've qualified, but we were expected to qualify anyway. We expected to qualify, but what was not expected was this result. A lot of people predicted, I don't think we would have any correct prediction, because a lot of people predicted 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. Everyone was expecting Nigeria to win handsomely. I think the closest we even came to was someone who said 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. But the game has ended all square, and we go into the WAFCON, but questions will now be asked of the coach, of the quality of this side, of the decisions that has been made in terms of who was brought in, who wasn't brought in, and it might not make for good reading for Justin Madugu. It might not make for good reading, especially because he hasn't gotten a permanent contract with the Super Falcons. Questions will be asked, and it's left to be seen. Let's hope that moving forward, lessons will be learnt, mistakes that were made will be corrected, and as our caller rightfully said, we can see a semblance of system, because we've struggled to see that across board, across the national teams, age grade and main national teams. We've struggled to see some imprints of coaching style, of the systems that the coaches expect. Hopefully we go into the WAFCON with more organization, a better playing style, and we do not see this kind of result in WAFCON, then it might just be doom for the Super Falcons, especially because the World Cup is involved. So
it's ended that one apiece, and Coach Madugu is not currently at peace with himself, because Nigerians are already scrutinizing his coaching abilities, as many of you have been sharing your thoughts on the comment section. Well, we're just surfing through to see if any of you got the prediction right before the start of the second half, so that money can go your way. Eric Ebode had said Nigeria 5, Benin Republic 0. By the way, you can call right now. You have the number on your screen. We'd love to have you have your say now. The full-time whistle has been blown at the MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, where Benin Republic have held Nigeria to a 1-1 draw, and the Super Falcons have qualified for WAFCON 2026 3-1 on aggregate over the Amazons. Your unique story said it was going to be 3-2 for Nigeria. You know, many of these predictions that came through earlier, we also had even more. Odinaka and Wachuku had said it was going to be Nigeria 3, Benin Republic 0. Shadow Gaming PW3VE said it was going to be Nigeria 4, Benin Republic 0. Oh my, we all expected many goals, right? Doggy DO62, who's been watching us from Brighton, shout out to you, Doggy, had said it was going to be 3-0 for Nigeria. All of these things didn't come to pass, man. Nobody thought about it, that it could be a 1-1 draw. So I'm not happy to announce to you that we don't have a winner for today, because 1-1 was not part of the thought process for many of you who thought it was going to be an easy win for the Super Falcons, but who have been stunned a bit by the resilience and quality of the Amazon of Benin Republic. I'll just go back to reading a few more of your comments. And this one from Uche Henry XV4 says, we didn't see much of Joy Omewa, but Madugu instead decided to start to Shola instead of someone that is much younger and has scored a lot of goals. Wow. Okay, could you imagine if we had played 0-0 in Togo? Nigeria wouldn't have qualified for WAFCON as a champion. Well, Ebenezer, yeah, I get what you're saying. Ebenezer full of B3695. But that's why the Super Falcons will tell you that's why they want 2-0 away from home. So that you should make imagination no wound you. I mean, to imagine things when it'll be happen. But thank you, Ebenezer. I get what you're saying. The fact that Nigeria cannot beat Benin Republic at home is... I'm not going to say embarrassing, but it's a surprise. It's a big surprise, more so for the African champions, the Super Falcons. Red CRTVS says, this is the issue with the NFF. Why change Madugu? Has a question mark there. Says, do you know what it means to beat Morocco at home? Even if they say he's not an influential coach, no tactics, but results trump tactics or mistakes. So this is Red CRTVS defending Madugu and saying, you know, do you know what it means to have beaten Morocco in a final at home, in Morocco's home?
No be beast.
Now, when it comes to results, the man has spoken enough for himself and should be respected, he says.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, we got a disappointing result against Benin, but to cast such aspersions on the man who led us to our 10th WAFCON victory, as you said, when the players win, why are we quick? Why are we not the way we blame the coach when the team lose? Why are we not quick to give credit to the coach when he wins? The coach was at the head of the side that won. We had a Ralph Waldron, we had foreign coaches who led the Super Falcons and they couldn't win the WAFCON. And we have a coach that did that, and we cannot give him that credit. And when the team has a blip, we then are quick to say he's not good enough, and I don't think that's good enough, really. Yes, we can say we are disappointed with the result, but to question the credibility of a man that led us to our 10th African title, I don't think is something that is fair. Is fair enough. Yes, he's human. He's made mistakes. He could have done better with selections, probably decisions, but that is why he's at the helm of affairs and not 200 million Nigerians. Yeah. When he gets it right, yes, we should be able to credit him. And on this occasion, he has had a blip and we're not happy, he's not gotten it right, but that should not overshadow the work he's done so far. Right now, the WAFCON is closed. I do not think that he should be replaced. He should not be replaced. He should still lead the side into the WAFCON, and then maybe after the WAFCON, if results don't go our way and we don't qualify, if we don't win the 11th title, I would not be so much pained compared to if we do not qualify for the World Cup. So if we get to the semi-final and we qualify and we don't win the title, for me, we go to the World Cup. Let's see what can be done at the World Cup. I'll pick that over winning the 11s, and if he can deliver that for Nigeria, I would be fine with that.
Okay, well, it really has been a day where we have delivered to you quality courtesy of vivxsports, and I really have had fun. I had to use the word really a couple of times because that's the reality here for us. Had fun and getting all these interesting thoughts of yours, the back and forth, everybody having their say the right way. We appreciate you for that one. We look forward to seeing you again sooner than later. But before we wrap up, I think it will be nice to give you the final word, giving you the chance to be the one to speak to us as I go back to the comment section to read more of your thoughts alongside Dr. George in here. And please remind you too that it will be nice to see your thoughts and comments again next time we come together in the coming days. Nigeria's under-17 girls are competing in the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. If we get to the semi-finals, we'll be here for you to bring to you action around that one. I can assure you of that. Ladies have to push themselves to the semi-finals, for sure. So they get even more popular for you to be part of the party. Next month, Nigeria Super Eagles will be back in the race to qualify for the Men's World Cup. Yeah. We have a date with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's Gabon, and we will be here for you to bring to you the watch along like we have done today. So please subscribe to our channel if you can. We're all about promoting African sporting excellence. We are vivxsports. Please subscribe to our channel and also like to see us again next time as we have fun together. Dr. George, let's get to some comments as we wrap things up. I will just take more. And this one says, we kept complaining about Raw, who consistently took us to competitions without too much stress. I think he's saying that's how we're complaining about Raw. Yeah. Later, we now start crying about not qualifying for the World Cup. So he's saying that's why we need to calm down with Madugu right now. Red CR TVS, I see all your thoughts. Thank you for sharing them with us. He now went on to say, we are now struggling to even qualify for World Cup, even with the expansion of teams. Raw would have never struggled to qualify with the Super Eagles. James Akin 545 says, Madugu must use his common sense. Sabes Favor says, the coach should work on his sub and make use of those who invited, because there's a reason why he invited them, and he should always have a plan B on his mind in every match day. Hi guys, well done. How do Nigerian coaches make choices on players? This one has a question mark around it. It's from Mood 9 Fool. There'll be time to talk about all of these things. Really nice to have you share your thoughts with us. And it is embarrassing. Those are the words of Tracy 3563, saying it's embarrassing for Nigeria not to have been able to beat Benin Republic in Nigeria, in Abeokuta. Hopefully we do better next time. We will always be here to keep doing better at vivxsports. Thank you so much for joining us today for this coverage. We're looking forward to seeing you again sooner than later. Shout out to every hater. We should be able to give you enough cash to access data. And I pray that you have enough money for the guys, when you see that beautiful lady that you love, to be able to make moves to data. See what I did there, man? Just have to rhyme. You know what's up, man? So thank you for joining us. Dr. George, thanks for coming through today, man.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure celebrating African sports.
Indeed. My guy, Emmanuel Etukudo, who's been our vision mixer and the man who's made everything happen. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. You saw the goal. Again, we did that for you. I'm not sure you would have gotten it from anywhere else. And I'm not bragging. It's just the reality. You can see the goal again. You saw Nigeria's goal. Estelle Koronkwo with the assist. Ashley Plumter with the goal. The two goals in the match came from set pieces. Nigeria from a corner kick, Benin Republic from a free kick. Benin Republic's coming from... So the two goals in the match were scored in the same goal post.
Yeah,
you know, they had to switch places.
Yes.
Nigeria scored in the first half into that goal post. Benin Republic scored in the second half into that same goal post too. And both were set pieces.
Of course.
We'll be here for more, surely. Thank you. vivxsports, we're signing out for today. But please, just turn on your notification so every time we come live, you can join the action. My name is Chuma Noli, and he's Dr. George.
The Talk Doctor.
That is it. See you next time, guys. Take care.
Excited,
Okay, how are you feeling on the national team right now?
super excited, happy always, dancing, singing, happy always.
Okay, I've always seen you've always been beautiful. You've always kept your feminine side, and I'm always excited about that. In football, you've seen a lot of upcomings that are not willing to keep their feminine side when it comes to football, and you see some of them going young in the local league in Nigeria. What would you say about that? Is it easy for you keeping your feminine side as a footballer?
Before I answer this question, 2 days ago, we're in a dressing room. I'm like, who is gonna take over me when I'm gone? When I'm gone, really, who is gonna take over me? Show that feminine part of, like I got to receive a lot of people saying a lot from the beginning, a lot of bad things about me making or playing football and stuff. But then I have to. That is my signature. I have to let people know that you can as well make up and be the best on the pitch, and you don't need to look like a man or anything. Already we looks like men. This is the only thing that will make us stand out. Like we still keep that feminine side part of us. So, and my mom was so against me playing football. Yeah, so she always emphasized on me becoming a guy if I start playing football. So I try to let her understand that you can as well still remain feminine while you're still doing your thing, so that's just it.
Okay, I love that. Now, I think this question is kind of a bit personal,
Mm-hmm.
but if you are willing to answer it, okay. For me, I'm a young mom and I'm a mother.
Yeah.
And I know being a mom and going on with my career isn't easy at all. But as a footballer, is there any plan concerning that someday when you retire? And to me, I've never seen maybe active footballer have babies, have their own child. Maybe it's after retirement that they do so.
I think it's just in Nigeria. You can go to America. A lot of their national team players, ones playing in the league, they have babies now. If you can play and come back, it's all about your decision. If you can as well have babies and go back playing, you can as well stop and have babies. It's your personal decision. Even though Kobe Ngozi, she was once with us, she just had her baby and she's back playing. So it's your personal decision. It's difficult. I won't lie to you. It's very. I've asked some of my teammates how do they cope. They say it's very, very tough, but still they're managing. So we are powerful. Women are powerful. They can compare everything. So yeah.
Okay. Lastly, for me, I want to ask about the Saudi league. I know you and Ashley Plumter played in the. You are playing currently in the Saudi league. Now, for me, I want you to tell us that there is more to Saudi league than people. They have that imagination. It's all about money. What is more to Saudi league than money?
Did you see the way Ashley plays?
Yeah.
Did you see the way I play against Portugal?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how the league is. You just have to fight because we don't have so many professional players yet. So you have to do all the work by yourself, defend, dribbles, score goals. So it's more like a personal development. They're just starting. So the league is growing. To be honest, I wasn't expecting the level I saw when I first got there, but playing with them, trying to understand the long-term project, I've seen a lot of changes and differences for just 3 years. It's really growing, and it's not just about money, what people think. It's about you learning and giving back to what you've been learning from other coaches with your experience.
Shout out to